Hi, my name is Adedina. I am currently in Toronto.
Not Toronto, fam. This is
Whitby.
Not Toronto.
This is Whitby in Ontario, but it's just outside Toronto. Okay. Look, it's Toronto,
Bro,
but it's not Toronto.
4 hours.
You get what I'm saying? It's not that.
From the city.
It's not 4 hours.
Oh man.
But it's far. It's pretty far from at least the city. But I'm always committed to giving you guys something every week with somebody that's always gonna be interesting. So earlier this, like pretty much midway through this year, I made like a soccer GM with like Chooks that you guys see all the time, where you guys hear all the time.
That's kind
And we made a whole like soccer GM, and through there we kind of added more people. But one of the original people that was added was the man to my left. I think he's gonna be on your. I don't know what side he's on your screen. My boy Refuge,
Hey, what's up?
aka we call him Raffy to keep it simple. He's one of the most despicable people I know. Not really, but one of the most despicable people I know.
I'm dead.
But yeah, he's a Liverpool fan, so trust me, we're gonna get into that. But how you been, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. This 2-week break has been lovely still. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I'm just been living every day. Honestly.
That's good.
Like you lose track of time when you're home.
Yeah,
for 2 weeks.
Not gonna lie. Wait, so who are you with here? Is it just you?
No, my whole family's here.
Oh, really? So when did you guys move here?
2014. Yeah, 2014. Moved here. Entire family. Been here for 5 years so far. So it's been great.
Yeah. I mean,
We're trying to be I'm a citizen, but yeah, it's just
about this. I mean, that's one. What's it called? That's one. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to get my beanie right. That's one at least positive with like Canada. It's like the U.S. It's a lot easier to get your visa and get your citizenship and all your papers in Canada than it is America.
How's the process?
Oh my, you don't even want to know. I mean, I wouldn't know. I was born there.
Oh,
but
okay. Man.
But from everything I hear, from everything I know, it's not. It's far from the easiest thing. Actually, I want to ask you about a few things because I know like a lot of people from like Nigeria and all that who have transitioned from school to they went to JS to SS all the way through, or they were born there, so life to you was a lot more different, and then you pretty much had to transition here and assimilate to life here, school here. Right. So like, what was that transition for you and all that?
I'll say honestly, the first year, the schooling was kind of light, man. I think the one thing that always kills me when people ask me like, how can you speak English so well? I'm like, dog.
That's where colonized by Britain, doofuses.
Just Google it before you ask me. Man, it's not that hard to search up what's the official language in Nigeria, man. But
I think we speak African.
Or someone said Nigerian.
Nigerian, yeah. I heard somebody say Nigerian to me like a few weeks ago, and I was like, I just cringed. I didn't know what to tell you.
Google it, guys, before you embarrass yourselves. But yeah, the schooling was pretty similar, man. Actually not at all. I'm sorry. I take that back. But yeah, you just had to like write an exam to get into the right grade, and then I think I said a grade 10. Just do like the 2 compulsory subjects back then were like math, English. So you had to be in the math class and the English class, and then you could do whatever else you liked. So I was making sure I had like the regular thing. So it was nothing like, it was pretty much the same thing that you're learning back home, but just more advanced. You just have to explain yourself better. You just can't write an answer. You have to make sure you show the work.
Yeah,
it's.
I mean, everybody in a lot of especially Africans I know come here. And they like to belittle like the education here. They by the time you got here, it was just so easy for you because
I'm not good at math. I'm good at math, but like I'm that kind of person that I know how to do it, but then it's just those little mistakes that always mess me up all the time. But as long as I know like the whole process, the whole formula to do it, I'll pretty much do it. But I never enjoyed doing math for any reasons. I'm like, if I could avoid it, I would avoid it. So I only did like math for the first 3 years, and then my last year I said I'll just take the one that applies to everyday living, so like with finances, with mortgages, all of that. That's actually the last math class I took, and I'm happy I did that because it actually helps me in the real world. You never need to know. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a hard math equation, but I can't even think of one. That's how
you pretty much used it, and I'm done with it. I feel you. I definitely feel you on that. Yeah. I moved to Nigeria in 2006. That's when I officially became a Chelsea fan.
Right. Yeah, it's mad common there, fam. All the Okada riders, all the
Jesus.
bike riders.
I mean,
fam, all of them. That's all of them have that blue Chelsea top.
Hey, no, I low key would say like of all like the bootleg shirts I saw in Nigeria, majority of them were Chelsea ones.
Bro, you could forget that anywhere, fam. Like every store, every coffee shop had one.
I had one, yeah. I mean, me personally, when I moved there, I was still like top of my class. I did primary 4 through JS1, and it wasn't like, I don't know why, it was kind of like I think the education here is, America per se, is pretty amazing. We've created the most influential people in the world. But I think there is sort of a transition when you go to Nigeria or when you come from Nigeria to here. It's very interesting. So like, if you could say like, okay, regardless of school, what was like the cultural thing? You said like, people were telling you like how you speak English, but what was also like a cultural shift that you had to do per se?
Let me see. Actually, okay, you had to I guess like back home I never had any time for any of my classmates, dog, because basically after school I never see you guys again until the weekend, like that kind of thing. But here people actually want to hang out with you. I'm like, bro, chill, man. I don't really like it like that. But no, that was pretty much the biggest one, man. Like, because back home is just the only thing you know about those people that you see them from Monday to Friday and that's it. But here, like, you actually have to come out with them, do stuff with them. Like, at some point you're like, all right, whatever, man. But now, most of the time, someone that if I don't really like you, I'm not gonna spend time with you because I do not want to put myself in an environment where I don't like these people. Like, why am I here? But that was one thing, and I'll say, what else? What else was different? Oh, and I'll say the teachers were cooler, man. Like, they're actually more laid back.
Where?
Like here.
Then, it's not even close.
The respect thing back home is not.
It's not even close.
Way too much.
We can go into detail on that. One of the most famous Nigerian videos is remember the guy, he like tests the teacher. He gives him the paper with his left hand. Teacher at first takes it. He's like, wait. He just gave me something with his right and just throws it on the ground. He said, I will slap you.
I don't know why they take it so, bro. It's not.
It's that serious.
Bro, they just want to be respect. Why? I don't understand why respect is such a big.
It's crazy. Thing, but like it's crazy, but there's like they always say, like too much of anything is bad.
The left hand, right hand thing is. It's common good. Like, it's basic manners, but still, it's not something like you should like keep on saying. Oh, he has to do this.
But is it really basic manners? It's really just a hand. Like, God gave me a hand. And we preach religion in Nigeria.
I'm saying basic manners because I've been.
That's what's ingrained in me. Yeah, to this day, if I give something to my mom with my left hand,
convenient for me. Like,
that's
how I see it.
Like, if you're on the left side of me, are you telling me to actually pivot my whole body to like, give you something with my right hand? Like, I feel bad for left-handed people who like their natural thing.
They used to force people not to write with their left no more. Like, when people start writing with doing stuff with their left, they actually stop them from doing it.
But why? Like, that's just like human anatomy.
It's so weird, man. The society back home, like, and all their traditions and all your rules, it's so much, man.
I can go back to some of the worst teachers I had, and most of them are Nigerian. I actually, they always say, you can attest to this, math teachers were always the worst ones.
Bro, I think even what's his name, Chooks will know, man. Chooks knows this. Once you just say math teacher, the song that you have in mind. This guy. Okay, first of all, I don't know if they used to like beat you guys back home. Like,
where in Nigeria?
Like, it's
in Nigeria. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, bro. The people that this guy had this kind of thing where he gets off. Kids are scared of him because he knows how to beat students like with his cane. I'm like, bro, once you actually leave that environment and see how weird that is, like, bro, like, you're actually beating people.
No, but like what I don't get is like that must mean like when he goes back home he probably doesn't get that opportunity to like feel powerful, so he goes to kids and kind of uses it on him.
People's kids, by the way, not his kids. So something like, what do you think?
Definitely people's kids, not even his kids. Exactly.
So like back home, like when I was there, I was probably like maybe 6 to 10. So like I'm thinking about it, why are you happy that kids that are 6 to 10 are scared of you, bro? You're a grown man.
Exactly.
Right? This is not something that you should be proud of it anyway. But I guess that's how he was raised. Like, people, like when he was back in school in his day, he had a teacher that was scared of, so he had to keep on doing that. But once you just leave that environment and see how like dumb that
weird
is,
and disgusting that is, you just like you can't really understand how. But I guess that kind of thing it builds your character. I guess things that you just have it. It is kind of, now that you said that, it's kind of weird that like how people like pride themselves on being the school leader.
Bro, relax.
I know your school probably this was like there would be times where like they would literally publicly beat one person in front of the whole the whole school, and I'm just sitting here like, yo, wait, what are we doing here? When I remember, this was still in Pampers. I believe this is primary 6. This guy and this girl at the school were texting. They were texting to like, late at night.
Was this like a boarding school?
No. I only went to day school.
Same, yeah.
And I guess the parents found out, and the parents was going to tell the school. First of all, that's already an issue. You feel so inclined that you cannot even tell, like you can't handle your own your own home situation.
I used to be so scared of my teachers that my parents, because of how
So it literally they brought us into one room. They literally said this. They literally told us the situation, all of us, and they made the boy lay flat on the floor and they beat him. And I'm just sitting here like, yo, this is unhumane. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, like let me see. Okay, so basically, I when I went to school, because I grew up in the South, so it's kind of more. It's not as like modernized as were you in Lagos?
Yeah, Lagos. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was in the South. So the first school I did go to was like a private school. It was with ExxonMobil. I don't know if you know them. The oil company. Yeah. So they had that one. So that one was actually pretty normal. I mean, it's a private school. You have to dress up in uniform. You have to make sure that everything.
You have to cut your hair.
You have to cut your hair. You have to do all that.
I would just let you guys know in Nigeria, like. Not only guys have to cut their hair, girls have to cut their hair.
Actually, for ours, they just had to make sure it was neat. Not really, you don't really have to cut it if you don't want to, but because that was actually normal there. But then when I now moved to like I was in like a town back in the South, so that was Ekiti. So I now moved to the capital city of the state I was living in. And that's where things got more ghetto, dog. So basically, you have people. You have to cut your hair. You have to make sure that, like, okay, you know how like when you come late, you get a punishment for coming late. Bro, you have to get like a machete or like a cutlass and start cutting the grass.
Yeah, start cutting the grass, yeah.
Bro, oh man, like, I mean, I actually do like that because now I have a skill that I'll probably never use in my life. But still, I know I'm not soft. I've actually done things that are kind of crazy, but still, I'll say I enjoyed it. But now that you look back on it, you just laugh and say, okay, that was definitely something that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
it shouldn't be happening.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I was just on the point of like cutting your hair. So like there would be girls with like beautiful long hair who would have to literally cut their hair and look like Grace Jones because they would force you to cut your hair. I guess boarding school, it makes sense because you're not going home and you don't want it to get too crazy, which makes sense. But then again, we all know it wasn't because of that. It was more of like a control thing to me.
I was in one that was like both the boarding school and the mixed school, and then like it was like the guys that came from home were actually free because this guy's like prisoners, man. You have to leave the class at 3, be in your like hostel by whatever time, get ready for dinner, go. I'm like, bro, this doesn't sound like fun, man. I guess they're supposed to be focused in school, so if they're there, they're always focused. But everyone knows that that's definitely what they're doing. You're not studying there, man.
Yeah,
you're always, bro. Like they used to play sports. Like everyone that was at the boarding school were better at sports because that's all they did most of the time. So yeah.
Speaking of sports, I mean, we were talking about this in the GM, how like the best day in schooling in Nigeria was like the week after exams. So in Nigeria, we would take exams like 1 week, like our finals week, but then the next week you were still kind of required to come to school, but you weren't doing anything.
Marking the test and all that.
Exactly, yeah. So while your teachers were, grading the tests, you would just literally, like, when I say like it was literally the land of the lawless, like we would get there and start setting up goalposts and play from till we got there till we left. We used to play Byro, which was first of all was the first ever Fortnite, first ever PUBG, free for all game. Byro, you used to play.
Wait, what's that? What's Byro?
Byro, remember you used to put the pens on the table and you used to flick your own to make sure like to get other people off. Exactly.
We just called it pen.
Call it pen. What do you call pen in Nigeria? Byro.
Just called it pen. I was never game. It was pen. Let's play pen.
Yeah. I mean pen in Nigeria is called Byro also. Yeah. Yeah. But, so that we also had the paper balls. Did you guys just make like the paper little like arts and craft thing and like shoot it?
Oh no! What we did was actually we'll take like the middle page of the book, and then you actually tear out so you cut it from the inside and make them stand up, and they have like a button, and they actually make a team. Yeah. So you have like little figures, but they have paper figures on the thing, and then you just keep on kicking. It was like like what's it called football.
Yeah, that's kind of like that's like we used to play like that.
Talented, man. When there's no electricity.
Bro, but that's actually crazy how much fun we had with such little resources, at least like compared to here. So where I can just do this You know,
I'll go buy a table soccer
in Nigeria. You know, you would do that, and sometimes you would get disappointed. You know,
you don't even do it.
By the way, if you're not watching, I just turned the light on because it was that easy for me to do. But yeah, I mean, assimilating to here and assimilating to Nigeria were two different things that I had to do literally back to back. I know when I moved back, I was just so used to being a Raz boy. I'll never forget those one day. I was just say they're not really my brother and sister, but like they're my brother and sister. I remember, the ice cream truck came out, but I was only in boxers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And when you hear that jingle, you only have so many seconds. So the last thing on my mind was, hey, Ade, you trying to put on some pants right now? No, I legit ran outside of my boxers on.
Bro, I think the one that for me is like I actually walk outside barefooted because bro, it's I'm so used to it.
How do you do that here?
Not right now in this weather. Like in the summer,
yeah.
I just walk outside. I'm like, okay, I'm barefoot. I'm just chilling outside. I'm like, oh, if someone's like, go push. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious.
It's in America. Like you're at least going out with slides. Like I think every person in America has at least slippers.
Like I was so used to it. I think I've been barefoot my whole life. So
yeah.
I mean, the winter I'm forced to wear socks. I have to wear socks, and also like. When you realize how ugly your toes are,
there's one thing about Nigerians. We're not a monolith, but there's one thing that's common around all Nigerians. Our toes are disgusting, especially the men. Oh my days!
Because all we used to do was toe punch. Playing soccer, man. So that's how. Like
in Nigeria, working, we used to have like the hard plastic ball.
Oh, what was it called again? Something. It had what was that one called? It starts with an E or something. I can't remember.
I forget. But we used to have like the hard plastic ball, like that already, like that, like it got you.
Health. That's the ball I'm thinking of. Like
health.
That's the ball.
I know exactly what you're talking about. The health balls. Yeah.
Oh man.
Those balls. Like we generally, I don't really see people like here. Well, at least in America, like all of our sports are pretty much like organized. If you want to play football, you're going to like a field. Yeah. Well, I mean, we used to be on the streets, but like we used to play basketball on the streets. But I don't see that anymore in Nigeria, bro. Like we used to like. Go get stones to make posts.
I have two brothers, and we had back home. We had like a whole big, we had the garage, and we had because it's all fenced around, so we had a lot of open space in front of the house. So what we do is we use blocks, like cement blocks, and then you have the post. You have the post there. It's always gonna be like a handicap game, so it's 2-on-1 every single time. So you're playing barefooted on concrete, and you're kicking the ball to hit the block, and every time you kick the ball, it's either you scrape something, like you scrape your foot or your break. So like, bro, my toes are done, man. But yeah,
but now I bet you if you try to step on him, like he's not gonna feel it.
I mean, I'm softer now. So
You're probably it's probably worn off now. But I know when I first came back, I felt like I was at least at a different level, beastly wise. But now it's very much worn off after the 9 years. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, I remember last time you've been to Niger.
I've not been back since I came here.
Really?
Honestly, it's just the fact that I'll have to see everyone. That's it, man. Like it'll be hard to plan because now I have people across the whole country, so it'll be hard to set aside time to go visit this guys and go visit that guy, and they'll be like, oh, if I leave without seeing them, it'll be like,
you didn't come see me yet.
All of you have to come together and be in one place and not be all be at the same time. But that's pretty much the only reason why. That's
been my issue with going back. Even though I do want to go back, the issue is I've been back in 8 years, so it's going to see this auntie, this uncle, this friend, that friend. It's just quietly, man. Exactly. Like my mom now, she just gets a hotel and just like
on a need to know basis.
Exactly. Nothing crazy, which is probably what I'm trying to do. Even though I probably will stay back at home, but I'll get around to it.
Time to be like right now, December, when you have all this.
Everybody's gonna go. Oh my days! I was supposed to go this break, but here we are now.
Different city. All right.
Yeah. The last thing we'll talk about before we get to sports, unfortunately, is this whole Drake fiasco for a little bit. I don't know what you feel about it.
Is it the Rap Radar interview?
Yeah, the Rap Radar, which I think
you know what happened? I never watched those kind of things. I saw it was 2 hours long. I'm like, I don't have the time.
Are you so how are you like Drake as a person versus his music?
Like to me, I don't really have time to hate on him because I feel like he's actually the funniest person. I think the things he does, like he actually kills me sometimes.
Like
but
what?
Then, like it's okay. Let me see. For example, I don't know if you know it, but there was a particular person that got famous here for throwing a chair off a
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then, so basically, people, I don't know why you think you're getting mad, but people saw this and said, oh, I don't know why you, like, make someone that did something dumb famous. And then a man came, like, the same day, I'm not the one that handpicks the models. And then next day he reshoots the video. I'm like, bro, this guy kills me, man. But yeah, so, like, I think he actually, like, his music he makes is great. I think he's actually a great person, but then he also does some things where you're like, okay, this guy kills me. For example, when he was talking to LeBron, that barbershop interview, he was talking about the beef with Pusha T, and then he was like, and I think LeBron was like sonning him in the video, like, so how? What? No,
he was like, and I texted LeBron, he was like, yeah, what did I say? And Drake was like, no, Drake was like, he said I could never disappoint you. I was like, what
the fuck? Like you're 30.
Whoa! I would say the delivery was a little bit off, especially for somebody who's such a great rapper. Delivery should not have been off right there. And then like his facial expression just felt like so like childish. I know what you're talking about.
Father talking to his son. That's the one that I'm like, yeah, this guy sometimes he does some corny things, but he's alright, man. Yeah. I think he's cut a few L's this year. What was it?
This year? Cat Vlog now, yeah,
whatever that was, yeah, like that was just, bro, just.
But that was more. That was, I mean, if you know like the background of it, that was more. There was so many moving parts to it. He just so happened to be the person that fell into that.
There's not really much of an L, just like disrespect.
Yeah, I think it was genuine disrespect,
because he's a guest. Was a surprise? They call it, bro. He's
especially if you're friend. Especially if you're there for Tyler, you would be the person to be like, all right, let me respect somebody came there for Tyler. But from what even Drake was saying in the Rap Radar interview, that it had even started before him. Like A$AP Rocky did one song, and it was like, alright, cool. But then by Uzi came out after, and by Uzi's second song, they were already like out of it.
Yeah.
So it was even before him that they were just, they already put in their mind that Frank was gonna come in.
I mean, already know the demographic that's there.
Yeah, exactly.
Tyler, the Creator fan, so you already know what they're expecting. We don't want that kind of music. We just want.
But what's crazy is Frank has never gone. He's never been to that.
Why they expect? Bro,
because I
didn't know what that guy does, man. I just know he drops music every 5 years and he disappears.
Exactly.
I don't even know what the.
So they put something in their mind, and I guess I understand that, but. Come on, like, look, let's be honest, bro. Like, it's Drake.
Yeah, I think the other one was that video that got famous, was everywhere, where someone who was at a party like, who?
Well, apparently that was a prank. The one that he was like, who invited you, and he was like,
nah, people just
me. I mean, yeah, I don't know. If it was real, that would have been that would be like, hey, what's going on here? Like, is Drake going downhill already?
Nah, it's Drake.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's I would say this decade has been ups and downs for him, to say the least. And this Rap Radar interview, which, if you don't know, I'm a Drake stan. I would say I'm a Drake stan. Like I love his music, and I think as a person he's very eloquent and he's well spoken. So in this Rap Radar interview, which it's 2 hours of honestly like greatness in my opinion. I think Drake has never done interviews like ever. Well, not ever, but like he had
kind of ones,
at least especially lately. It's like he did the Zach Lowe one, but that was a softball. They mentioned the Meek beef. It was a softball. Like it wasn't anything crazy. Like even the barbershop one, it was it was one sided. Braun and Maverick weren't gonna press him or anything. So they were like very transparent. Like they were saying, I'm like, hey, wait, hold on, like you not coming at him, but like it was just real. Like it was transparent. So they were asking Jalen questions, and I mean the Pusha thing was another issue, which I mean I think if I don't know if you listen to that part of whatever clip you listen to, but just him saying like I don't believe his music, people are obviously going to take that out of context.
I hit that part. Yeah.
Why do you hate that part?
I know I heard it.
Yeah.
So no, what happened? Like something about he doesn't like did he mean that he does not like do what he raps? Is that what he meant?
So Drake was in that interview. He was saying like, I was idolizing somebody that I thought was like, basically the Pablo Escobar of, where is he from? Virginia. I thought he was a Pablo, and then when I met him in person and I heard about what's actually going on, he wasn't like that.
Oh, that's what so yeah, he's lying in his raps.
Exactly. But the thing is, the whole person, like, it's different to where people are like, oh yeah, why you care about Rick Ross? Well, Rick Ross obviously that's more of a persona versus like Pusha T, almost like this is who I am, and he doesn't believe that. And I mean, look, I can't judge Drake on him saying that because I don't even know what Pusha T really does, But for people to make you be like, oh Drake, you do this, and I'm like, bro, like
Drake is. I mean, what's Drake's. I'll say Drake's own is like he's been singing about what women do to him for the past 8 years, and then he has
longer
this,
than that.
He has this. For example, the last track talking about we have 3 WAPs in the whip. I mean, that was a true story, but it wasn't really him. It was his boy. You know when he said,
"Well, yeah, that's weed technically."
3 WAPs in the whip.
It's technically weed.
That Kate, I'm like, bro, it wasn't.
It's technically weed.
I mean, okay. First of all, it didn't really sound like him. It sounded like a UK. Okay, it was a UK drill beat. I'm actually into that kind of music sometimes. And it was also the fact that his flow sounded like someone that Heady One. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, I know Heady One. Yeah,
the flow was so different. But I mean,
but like he also mentioned that in the interview where he's talking about like, I mean, yeah, we all understand like that's not Drake per se, but he just says I want to challenge. Like, imagine if he made the same, like not necessarily the same music, but every once in a while switching it up, at least for himself. Good, yeah. It's not really for y'all.
I'm not mad at that because honestly, I know like the type of great songs that Drake songs that slap are the bangers that you play at a party, and then the slow songs. Those are the only. Those are the bags he has, fam. Like, what's that one? The key song. What was?
Oh, In My Feelings.
That's his bag, man. That's all he does. So that's what he knows how to do that perfectly. So I will not be mad when he's trying to go to.
Yeah, they try to do something different.
It slaps, but War. And I couldn't listen to. I only watched it for the video. Honestly, I only listened to it twice for the video, and then.
And honestly, if you don't like it, you can just be like, I don't like it. But I think.
But if it's a good song, you have no choice but to listen to it because especially here, bro, you'll hear it
everywhere. Huh?
They're still playing No Guidance on the radio.
That's like they still playing No Guidance in America. Also,
it's annoying, man. I hate when there's summer bangers and they're playing to winter and like you're getting flashbacks from summer, and bro, it's just really depressing music now. Man. It's cold outside. Bro.
Oh my days.
Nah, man, it's his city, man. Cause what happened? This year with the whole thing. The Toronto Raptors winning, that was also a good thing. And he was he there for the parade? I think he was. Yeah, he was
definitely there. He
was there one of the open top buses, and that was nice. I mean, I didn't really get to where the final thing was, but I saw him like when they passed us, and I saw all of them. It was cool, but yeah, it's something where this city kind of likes him and everything, but. Whatever happens, and he always does it outside the city. He never does stuff here because, bro, it's only Toronto, fam. Like Drake is not gonna come to Whitby.
Yeah, why would he even come to Whitby?
Unfortunately,
I think I would hope people in Whitby wouldn't expect him coming here. That seems like a very suburban, homely place. I don't think there's any clubs around here. Only they're gonna play his music in the streets.
I tell you, man. But yeah, He's alright, man. I can't be mad at him for nothing.
I just think there's like a little things that were like, I guess, like hot topic things that he brought up that would just like a few things before we get to like the soccer and stuff. So I mean, the one thing that we can talk about, it kind of goes hand in hand with like cultural appropriation. He said in there like he feels like if you are making music with the people for not necessarily for that people, but you're making music with those people in those cultures, giving them mad props. Honestly, for being honest, Drake doesn't benefit from any of those music that he does versus the people who are actually like being put on that pedestal. Well, like I think people being on that pedestal gain more than Drake does, and like I don't know. Do you feel like there's like do you still feel like that should be kept over there and you should be kept over here per se?
How I'll answer that question. You know the part he said something about Afrobeats. What exactly did he say? Did he say that he was the one that put North America on?
He never said
Afrobeats, or is he made it bigger?
What's up?
Hello, what are you doing?
I'm doing something. I'm busy right now.
Okay.
I'm dead. Was he?
So what he was saying, he was like, with songs like, he said. He basically said something about One Dance. He just mentioned it. It was like, no credit. And then they were like, with the popularization of, and then they brought up like, but you do things with like, One Dance and doing all and come close. He's like, he said, first of all, he said the music that's made over there, I cannot make music to that, nowhere near it. But he didn't even say anything about popularizing it. He just said, I just felt like that genre was ready to be put on a bigger platform, and he helped doing that. Which, let's be honest,
I think the first time I listened to those, what was it? Which song was it? Where Wizkid was whispering. They said it was in the back of the studio, but I didn't even know he was on it.
Yeah, One Dance.
You know how they'll say, "Oh, Wizkid is on this Drake song," and then you're listening to the song, waiting for Wizkid to drop this verse or something, and I'm like, did I miss it? I played it back and then I realized, he's the one.
He's sampling his voices. Yeah.
I think Wizkid was already. Was he international? I mean, he was doing shows outside.
He was
outside Africa, but it wasn't really a household name as much. That's what I'll say here.
And my point with, I mean, you just said with here is North America, really America is the epicenter of entertainment. So if you're big in Europe and all that, and big in Africa, that's amazing.
Oh, actually, yeah, it was the Ojua Legba song that was actually yeah. People are more, I'll say, in Canada. I don't know here. People are actually more, they know their background more, like they like their country and stuff. So they listen to this kind of music. So.
I mean, most definitely. Towards actually this decade has actually been like since the 2010s, we've been more in tune with like actually going back. It wasn't cool to like be African.
No, I think here it's always been. I think maybe not African. African like recently, but with the West Indians, the guys that come from the islands, they've always been in tune with their culture. So you could always, like, I know so many bangers, like West Indian bangers.
Oh yeah, I mean apparently like culture here is like it's similar to like the UK.
Yeah, it's kind of the same. Like we even have the same. Probably the same lingo.
Like no, really. Like I mean, I had the British guy on the podcast like a month ago, and we were talking about that. How like their lingo kind of stems from like the kind of like Jamaican islands, and the same thing for here. And that's comes back to the whole Drake thing of like Drake uses that lingo because that's actually like Toronto lingo kind of around here. So
I think ours we've taken to. It's a whole weird level where we have like some of them that are just silly, but I mean the main ones are still there, and you can see that it was like influenced by all of that. But yeah, that's all I was saying. So basically, like it's something where it was big. I don't know how it wasn't like the States, but here it was already to the point where people could go to, like, Wizkid could come here in like 2014 and have a show. I mean, they're already Nigerians here then, but yeah, he could come here and have a show, and people will actually come to it. The video could come here and have a show. I think this was probably the first time. I'm not even sure if Burna Boy came here for the first time this year, but people already knew this guy because they already always listened to stuff from back home. So it was not something where Drake had to make it popular here, but maybe in the States that was true.
Well, Nigerians were still listening to like Nigerian music. Wizkid and they were all coming here. The issue has never been with the people from that culture. It's been from the people outside of that culture.
You know the one that's annoying me. Actually, it's getting bigger though. But the fact that the one thing that they'll play this particular song that they think is so good, but you've been hearing for like over a year now, so it's annoying. So the song I'm talking about, Joanna.
Oh really? That's being played here?
It's been played so.
Out
for like 3 years.
We actually in America it didn't really pop off like that. It popped off for like the 1 year, and then like it was not even that 1 year. It was like for like 3 months, and it would get so much. That's actually crazy. I've been listening to Burna Boy for years, and I listened to Outside the day it came out. So it was nothing to me. I heard Ye, when it came out on the album. And then it wasn't until like a few months later where like Ye became like this big thing. Ye is still played at parties to this day.
You know what's the annoying part? Okay, people will now start like singing along to it, and he's literally just saying the one thing. And it gets to the point where are we gonna? It's not a dance song.
It's not. So somebody was saying they turned it to the Nigerian Finito, and I almost cried laughing.
Yeah, it's because you can't even get hyped to it, man. It's not like
It's because everybody knows it, so it's kind of feels like
that song with Zlatan. What's it called?
Which one? There's so many.
The
Killing Them.
Yeah, that's a banger, man. That's the one that you can actually play at a party. But you just a sing along song. That's not something you playing at any party, man. So that's why I'm actually glad when I hear that song outside my house, because the only time you should play that song is outside your house, because most people don't even know what the lyrics are about.
Yeah, they don't.
So it's something where, why are you playing this?
but that's why back to, I mean, like it comes back to the point of like Drake and all that, to where like a lot of people didn't know, like if I'll be honest, a lot of people that weren't like African especially, their exposure to African music probably stopped at African Queen. Before Wizkid like popped off with One Dance, if you can tell them to name one African song, it would only be African Queen. And then people kept bringing up, oh my god, look, what about the Bachelor? I'm like, bro, people like
the Bachelor off like at that time, like during that era. I think his last song was it?
Oliver Twist.
That was
Oliver Twist. Yeah. Not even that he fell off, but like Americans here didn't really know it, and that or like Canadians, not like people who are from back home. We're talking about people who did not, who have no, connection to it.
True Legba was the big one for Wizkid.
Yeah,
I think Skepta was on the remix.
Skepta and Drake.
Drake was. Okay.
Yeah, but both of them were.
So yeah, Skepta.
Even that sounds a banger. That was actually the one time that Drake tried the Nigerian accent. Though.
He did.
He said, "Are you feeling good tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, Drake. Yeah, let's not do this."
That guy kills me, man. I like him. I love him, man.
So on the point of did you feel like at least he had a hand in popularizing it?
I mean, fair enough, man, because people know Wizkid based off that, and I think there was a point where Wizkid had this thing where he was going by Starboy on some songs and then going by Wizkid.
No, he's been Starboy since his genesis, actually.
Really? No,
the name. No, but that's like you know how Travis had like Jag Boys.
Yeah.
That's like.
Because it was really to the point where the Weeknd came from here and he picked it up. I'm like, okay, people now saying, the only Starboy we recognize this.
Well, because that was his nickname. Like his nickname was Starboy.
I'm saying there are tracks where you see this guy. He's not calling himself Wizkid. He actually calls himself Starboy on the song.
I mean, funny enough, he said that this will be his next album will be his last album under Wizkid. So he may actually change his name to Starboy.
Right, let's see. But yeah, man, he's been. Over here, it has always been like 2016.
Even before that, like Bakuruma was probably like.
Let's see, what year did that remix drop? I'm talking about like the Ojo Legba.
It was actually, I was still in high school.
Yeah, I know,
so it was about 2015.
So probably then, that's when he started getting bigger. People knew that song. Like you see like a random man playing that. He's not Nigerian. He's like he's Indian playing that. And it's really? You know about this? And really? So, some people that didn't know it, but yeah.
But were they playing the original or Drake's version?
They'll probably play Drake's version. Then they'll go listen to the original because the original always slaps. But Drake's version is pretty much the original with their verses.
Yeah, just the verses. Yeah. So I mean, to me, I think while a lot of people just felt disrespected by it because they felt like, Nigerian music has been there for so long. You think you're just gonna come in there and change? But let's be honest, bro. Like, it's not like he completely flipped the whole genre on its head and all of a sudden became like this crazy thing. But people did not know who Wizkid was.
What I've said about this is also like, no matter what he does, he's never gonna beat the people that have always been doing it.
Exactly, and he even said that.
Drake is not gonna make a Afrobeat music and say, this was better than Burna Boy's album. It's never gonna happen. So I mean, he could do what he wants, and when we're done listening to it, we'll always go back to the original. We'll go back to Wizkid, Davido, Burna Boy when we want to. But yeah, so he could do his thing, right?
I think like he's at least tried. While you can say whatever you want about One Dance, I I actually did not love the song as much. I thought it was cool, but for it to go number one, and I think people don't understand how possible it is to go number one in America with a song that's not a pop song, while it was a dance song. I think One Dance going number one, Bad and Bougie going number one. In my feelings, went number one for a different reason.
Challenge.
So like those two songs, I had been like, really, like those went viral, like those went number one. Bad and Bougie, I think, is just like the number one. Like how, like how did that go number one? That was just like
those kind of songs that get like remixed by the internet. You know, the one where like they'll say the Lil Uzi saying for 3 hours.
Yeah, and then there's a raindrop drop top. That was a meme also.
Kind of thing where it affects it, man, because people listen to it for that, and then. And I don't even know, like, I think I listened to that song and I just stop at that first chord, like the first verse, and like, alright, I'm done with this, and I skip it because I didn't want to hear the Migos rap about anything.
Really? You don't like Migos?
I mean, it sounds the same to me. After a while, it's like something where like they're just gonna say the same thing and then ad-libs. I mean, it was cool back in 2015, 2016, 2017 where you listen to hype music. But give me more, man. I need more. I need more quality. I need something to listen to. I'm like, I heard what he said there, and I rate that, bro. I'm like, I know who I want to listen to when I want like flexing rap, that kind of like talking big rap. I know who I want to listen to, but for Migos, it's like mindless music where you're not listening to what they're saying. You're just feeling. You're just listening.
You're just not really. You're just hearing. Really, you're not really listening. I feel that.
Yeah, I'm tired of them, man. But they'll drop a banger and I'll listen to it, man. Yeah. But I won't actually listen.
I think they're amazing feature artists. Like anytime you can get a Quavo feature, the Quavo features weren't that great. Like 2 years ago,
when he started doing everything, he was on everything.
Yeah, so like that was when it started getting bad. But like 2017's Culture, which was, we did our top 10 albums of the decade last week, and that was an honorable mention. I just felt like when it comes to like an album with just straight bangers, it was actually not close. Like they were just like every song was a hit. So that's why we give Culture a nod. But
then you got to that stage and you don't want to listen to that no more. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I keep that in the hand. Yeah, I don't want to hear that no more.
Because even actually, the last thing I'll probably say about Drake was, you can say whatever you want, with everything, but like, even these artists know that Drake comes with some sort of clout, to where if you remember when Burna Boy was about to release Outside, mm-hmm. he was like, he was like, Drake didn't even do nothing for me really, right. Because if you listen to the first song on is it More Life? No, what song is that? George's Interlude? No, it's not. It's not George. It's a song before Passion Fruit. Whatever song that is, you can at the very end you hear Burna Boy's ad libs, right? And then Burna Boy used the clout of being on there to help sell Outside. Literally, it was like the week of he said that. I'm like, obviously these artists know what comes with Drake. Just mentioning Drake. So why can't people who just listen to Drake understand that?
What's that album called again?
More Life. So More Life. That's the song right before Passion Fruit. What song is that?
Oh, I don't have the full thing.
Actually,
yeah, it's not the full thing. I took off. No, first one is supposed to be something. I only have No Long Talk. Oh, Free Smoke.
Yeah. So maybe was it Free Smoke? Really? It was one of those songs too. At the very end, you hear Burna Boy's "My Life," which ended up being the first song Outside. So he sampled that, and I'm like, so if these artists can already say that, and let's be honest, Wizkid himself can attest to him to being like, I'm pretty sure my sales, my searches, my everything went up after doing one dance. So I really want my people to understand, we didn't do everything by ourselves. I will say, all of a sudden after that one dance, everybody stepped up their game. That's when Davido dropped If It Fall. Those are one of the biggest Nigerian songs to ever happen. Burna Boy dropped. We had EA, we had all these songs that he just dropped.
2019 were like good years, man. Cause
I think that's 2017, because that's when Fall and If and all that.
That's 2017.
Exactly, so it's even all of that.
I think we've been on such a streak. For example, Burna Boy is going on a streak where he hasn't missed in so long.
Burna Boy, that's when Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido just got in their bags, and like now we see from half court splash, and now we're seeing my biggest thing is like, what's going to be the new wave. And I feel like now we're finally getting those. We're getting the Joe Boys, we're getting the Peruzis, we're getting the Zlatans, the Naramali. Like we're getting all of these, like, because right now I'm scared for hip hop. I don't know who's the next.
Bro, I don't listen to it as much. I'll say I just listen. I think I love the melodic rap stage, like the Roddy Ricch, what's his name? Lil TJ, all of them. I actually like it because I listen to it because I just listen to like how they sing and rap at the same time. I like it, but I feel like it's all the same. I don't think anything will really change, and I don't listen to people like people that always say, "Oh, listen to this guy, he's so deep, bro." I'm not gonna listen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna listen to it. Yeah, you're gonna bore me. Do you listen to Jack Boys?
I haven't listened to that yet. You see, Travis Scott, I'll give it time.
Really?
I'll give it time before I listen to it. So I've seen people post it on their stories and stuff, but I'll give it time. Like how I listen to music most of the time is, I'll hear a song over and over again. I'm like, I actually like that song. Let me go listen to it. Then I'll listen to the whole album off that song. Mm-hmm. So if I hear a song that I like off it and I don't listen to the album, I'll listen to it. There's some
songs on there that could have just been left off, in my opinion. And there's only 7 songs on there, so that's that's too much to say. But there's some songs on there that, like, I was listening to today, and I'm just like, I just want to be a fly in the wall in the studio when they were making that, because that was just like, I don't need to have a fire extinguisher in the studio that day.
Yeah, see now, like for example, I actually love Astro World, because Astro World, I feel like it was perfect, and I think what song
really?
Not perfect. Like it's actually really really good music. Like when I call it perfect, like you can't skip any song, because every song. Different tastes, it's all good, man. But yeah, there's something like you can't skip the songs because the songs are just putting a different thing. Like each song has a different vibe
to it. Yeah, so
definitely. I really like Astro World. I'm trying to remember the song that I first listened to. Doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, I've been a big Travis fan for 4 years. He's from Houston, so I'm from Houston, so there's already that connection to it. And Rodeo, when we did our list, I believe was number 5 on my list. Like, that's how much I love Rodeo. So I basically am going to rate all of his albums compared to that, and that's kind of unfair, but it's just the truth. Like, they're just going to be some things.
Oh yeah, those are the songs. Those are the ones I just listened to, and you can just have some good songs. But I'm not. See, that's the thing. I never have, like, I'm not a hardcore fan of anyone. I'll just listen to your good music and I'll keep that. You could keep the other stuff. Yeah, I'd say, well, I'll just take all the good parts of your discography. Yeah, I'll take that. Crazy. You take the rest, man. But yeah, I don't think I support anyone. Like, I'll listen to anything he dropped. I'll just. No one, man. Probably Wizkid, but it's just because he's from the same country.
Yeah, that guy used to drop an album.
I mean, I don't have a choice, though. I'm gonna listen to it anyways. But I don't really listen to people like, oh man, I'll have to see this guy or else I'll die or something. Never been that serious for me.
I feel that. Really gets into some Deportes.
Okay, man.
Let me make sure. I've done all my topics before we get to that, because some people only come to Canada once. Actually, I had an unpopular opinion. This has been my new thing. We're like doing like unpopular opinions. Unpopular opinion. I don't know if last week you saw what mine was the peers could be a lot worse.
No comment. For some reason.
This was an unpopular opinion. This one is sometimes homelessness could be a choice. Like let's be honest, bro. Like there's no way you can be like homeless by choice in like it's Alberta.
It's hard.
It's too cold.
Is that what you do? Mean like
it's just so cold.
You want to be homeless or like
no, you want to be homeless, but like you would work away from being homeless because you don't want to be on the streets with the snow. Your snow is your next door neighbor.
I think it's just like people still do it here, man. Like it's stuff where it's bad choices that lead to a bigger thing and lead to a bigger thing. Actually, what I'll say about this is I'll say that if you're waking up every morning at 5. And you are standing outside asking for money, asking for change, and you're there from 5 to like 3. Bro, that's a shift. So clean yourself. I mean, that's what it is.
It's easier said than done.
Yeah, you like clean yourself up. I mean, because how you have to. Everybody's story is going to be different. Like, how did you end up here? Is going to be the first question I ask, and it will be a whole thing. But I feel most of them could be easily solved by if it's not something where like you can't actually find work because you're like you have like a record or something. But bro, if you're actually gonna be here every morning by 5 and you're done at 3, you're pretty much working.
Exactly.
So just go to like work in a warehouse or something. Work somewhere.
That's what I'm saying. Like some places it can be a choice. Like if you're in Miami. On a beach, watching all these bad little ladies. Of course, why? Look, I want to be homeless too. If I'm in LA Santa Monica Beach, see all these baddies, see all these celebrities, watching going to Venice Beach and hooping. I want to be homeless too. But if I'm in freaking Chicago. In -3 Fahrenheit, the weather. Why the hell would I want to do that?
Now you see a man all bundled up here, man. He's actually on. It's sad to see, but it's crazy how they'll just be on the ground, fam. And all they have is like cardboard. And bro, you're actually
that's what I'm saying.
You're a trooper, man.
But like I don't mind doing that.
It's warm because you could actually stay outside if you want to, but bro, you don't want to be outside when it's snowing and it's like the wind slapping your face.
I'd be homeless in Ibiza. Why not?
They're just moving from place to place.
Exactly.
It's hard because you never know like how they ended up there. But then again, if you're gonna put that much dedication in getting up and actually being there with your card, but saying, "Oh, help me with this, bro," just go work in a warehouse.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of flack from these unpopular opinions. I just want to say, do not take me seriously on these.
So you can actually go attack him.
Don't take me seriously.
I don't have any opinions.
These are all jokes.
I prefer not to speak.
I'm dead. All right, let's get into some Deportes.
All right, let's see.
I don't even know where to start.
Let's just talk about the last game. Skip Spurs, man. They're irrelevant.
Them drawing.
Yeah.
First of all, did you see that Warrior screamer?
The own goal. You know what? Okay, I know you guys have probably talked about this a lot of times, but VAR's application is actually getting annoying.
We don't talk about it no more because we talked about it for 4 weeks straight.
It's getting annoying.
We talked about it for 4 weeks straight. Get it off your chest.
The one that Pookie's goal was so neat, bro. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Where and the fact that I don't know if it got rectified, but they said he wasn't offside at the time of the pass. Mm-hmm. It was because he came from an offside position
and then went back on. But that's not the rule.
I'm like, bro, that is soccer, bro. Obviously, you're gonna be offside. What, like, are you supposed to be onside at all?
So is it like a countdown of like 2, 3? Now I can go.
It's not something where it's a 24-second violation.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, you could be anywhere you want to be, man, and it depends on how the defense wants to deal with you. Mm-hmm. So that annoyed me a lot. And then obviously The other ones that were there, we're not going to talk about it anymore. Because
they happen. You know, in your favor, right?
It wasn't anything. Like, I mean, the first time it has been used correctly, this is in my opinion, it was with us. You see the shoulder thing, like the liner. That's the first time it's ever been used and actually overturned the decision. Because first of all, this man didn't see what happened. The man just called it and said, "Oh, that was offside. Sorry, that was a handball." And this was the first time they actually looked at it and said, "Oh no, it's not. It's not a handball. It's a goal, and it's good." That's how it's supposed to be done. And also, it could be fixed if the ref goes and looks at it for himself and sees, "Oh, okay, I messed up. I'm just gonna change."
I remember we talked about this for like 4 weeks straight.
I don't want to do it no more, man.
Because we had a whole episode called "The People versus VAR 2019."
Oh, it's ruining the game for me, man.
It is because it's crazy how like people have to celebrate twice.
Yesterday, this guy apparently was the guy that scored against us, the Wolves player, Nito. He did this, and then done a knee slide in front of his fans. And after doing all that, they're like, "Oh wait, hold on a minute, wait, pause, stop, let's check this." And take out all the fun.
It literally takes out all the soul out the game.
People stop celebrating and they're like, "Okay, let this guy do it first," and then it doesn't really feel. It's not the same normal, man.
My real issue is how far back are you going with these, you know? Because the one that still pissed me off is the one against you guys when we played you guys, and you called Mason Mount offside, but there was like, but then we made 6 passes after that. And I'm like,
it's actually dumb because when you think about it, it's literally the camera angle you're standing at that also affects it. Because I think even for the Wolves goal, they showed a man and they showed the picture was so pixelated. You can't even believe that's a real picture. Like for his foot, I think they said his foot was offside.
They said like if his shoe size was smaller, he'd be onside.
Bro, that is ridiculous. It's so simple. Because if you're actually in an offside and it gives you an advantage. I've seen like for an arm, bro. You can't even score your arm.
Yeah, but that's why they don't use the arm. They just use shoulder. But that still makes no. Like my issue with is just like
so dumb.
I mean, they mentioned it, I believe, in that game or whatever game it was this weekend, to where they were like, the rule of offside was to take away goal hunting.
Right.
You know, but what it became was that was that gray area of like, you know, how much are you really doing to like do it?
And it was they always give the attacker the benefit of the doubt because it's a game about scoring goals. So if he looks on time, I mean, bro, I'll rather a referee makes a mistake than they leave it to a camera that zooms in 64 times.
Because
that happened, man.
I don't know why. I think I kept saying my issue with VAR is like nobody was really complaining about the imperfectness of the game.
I mean,
nobody was really doing it.
Only if it was clear and obvious. That's when it's annoying.
But we were so used to it that we just kind of charged it to the game.
It'll balance out over the season.
We just charged it to the game because I would rather human imperfection than you adding all of these things, and then you now make it wrong. It's just like you know.
I mean, this is why like goal line technology was so smooth. It's either in or out.
It was either in and out, and it was quick. We got it.
You got it done on the ball, fam. It's there. It's not a goal. It's a goal, and we caught that last season with that against Man. But that's fair enough, and you can't really argue with that because you know it's in and out. But imagine that we lose a game because this guy's pinky or his big toe.
That's crazy. It's the cloth right here. Like no, like obviously, but that's why I feel like it should be like 30 seconds. Hey, quick check real quick. It's nothing. Let me go check the board. All right, cool. Keep it moving. Like check himself. Because the issue is how is a ref basically has somebody over him that could, you know, dismiss whatever call he makes. That you might just not have him.
I think if it's not enough to overturn it, then that's the thing.
But how do we know that?
You don't know what the ref saw, so it has to be the ref, man. That's how it has to be. That might be the first thing we have to do. Let the ref go see if he saw what he saw, and if he doesn't see, then he'll hold his hand up and say, "All right, never mind."
And they also said,
I mean, it wasn't too bad in the World Cup where the ref was doing that.
I still think
it was bad in the World Cup, but
that was just the first time.
Yeah,
you know, my issue with the World Cup was it took forever. Like, bro, I never remember that. Where's it? Saunders from South Korea. South Korea, Belgium. It took 6 minutes for them to check something. 6 minutes?
They're looking from all different angles.
You know, that's OD. Yeah. My issue.
So we don't want to talk about this, and now we're going into.
Well, like the last thing I'll say on it was why it's stupid to me is if the whole thing was to take away basically subjectivity. because it was like, because it really was just like, up to your own discretion.
Yeah.
And now it's still up to your own discretion. I just take it away. I don't think, let's fix it. I just think just take it away.
Yeah, no, I think that's annoying. Sorry, this is the last thing.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is what happens in studios, instead of you focusing on the game, you have like a whole 10-minute discussion where, is that offside? I don't think it's offside. It might be offside. If you look at, bro, it doesn't matter, man. Like, just talk about the game itself, which is what we should do right now. So let's actually talk about the game. I don't really care about Spurs. Like,
I don't even know what game to necessarily talk about.
Let's start with as the way played. So Chelsea were first, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I would like to talk about, I didn't get to talk about last week. Actually, then again, us painting North London blue, half of it.
What game was that?
Tottenham.
Y'all won?
Yeah, we won.
Yeah. Mourinho in there.
I don't really have anything to say. I think there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to surprise anybody. I would just say,
I think people brought Jose, whatever his name is, to make them this defending team, but bro, this guy is done, man.
I just want to hear your thoughts on it because I have nothing to say.
Bro, he is done, man. Like it's something where he's what's his name? He's no disrespect to Carmelo, but he's Carmelo in 2020, bro. Hang it up, man. I'm sorry. Take your break, bro. Like, you've done it all, bro. What was it? He was mashing work since when? 2009 with Inner, bro. It's time for a new thing. You can't be that guy no more, man. Like, just let the new kids do it, man. Just hang it up, unless you have something different. Because he said, I'm coming back with something different, they have only kept one clean sheet since he came back. So I don't see how this is different from before. But anyway, it's still new. I'll say for him, it's still early days for him. So let's see what he does.
His early days was like how many games won.
Yeah,
how much better is it really going to get?
I'll wait for the first sign of trouble to see what happens. Let me see what happens with Eriksen. Speaking of, let's use this to go into Arsenal, Chelsea. All right, so like I said, so let's speak on like Eriksen and Ozil this weekend. They actually threw it back. They were playing like it was 2017, man. So, because you know what they do. I told that Spurs fan that they're dying out.
Ephraim?
Yeah, Ephraim, bro. They're dying. No one wants a number 10 that just plays 3 through balls and then he just walks around for the rest of the game, bro. You have to run. You have to not really run, but you have to work off the ball, on the ball. You have to do something else.
Position.
I know you can play that clinical pass, but bro, what else are you offering to the team? When we're getting beat 3-0, we're going to be the first one to take off because you're not helping us to like defensively in any way. So if you want Eriksen, I mean, he's kind of old now. Also already knows, man. He's just making his money. He's $350 a week
and playing Fortnite,
fam, making new games. But Eriksen, fam, I'm sorry, but bro, you're not that guy no more. Sorry. Back in high school, he was the homie.
Eriksen was a crazy player. I still think under the right manager, I still think you can.
If someone could bring them back,
that's what I'm saying. But I still think there's somebody that could bring him back per se. I think from what we heard yesterday, Ole wants him. But Ole wants
anyone.
But Ole wants him at a discount, so he may not get him in January. He try to get him for free in the summer. I would think Real would get him, but Real said they're gonna keep James from what we know. So I thought if they were gonna sell James,
one of them that's also done, man. James I think James actually he's a how do you put this? What World Cup was that?
2010.
That's the one that
Quadrado. Yeah. 2014. Sorry, 2014.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the
Quadrado.
Honestly, that's where he got most of his hype from, bro.
He was still a great player.
He's alright, but come on, man. He's not that guy no more. He's not that.
I mean, he barely plays at Real.
Yeah, so
it'll be interesting to see what
era, man.
It'll be interesting to see at least what happens in January, because the thing about January transfers is it's talked up to be like something that's going to be so monumental, and then you get like one good one.
I think we've been Liverpool. We've been unlucky, but I think what we have actually done. We signed Sturridge, Suarez, and Van Dijk was obvious, so we were going to sign him anyways, but we signed Sturridge and Suarez in January. So it's something where if that's the right player and he's coming to fix it, and also they have taken away the cup tied rule, so that even helps even more. But if you played in Champions League for a different team in the first half of the season and you come to a different club, before you couldn't play the Champions League again, you have to wait for the whole year.
I thought but if the team is still in there,
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Right now they've taken that away, so it actually helps people now to go out and spend in January. So
because that was the issue with Coutinho. when he first went to.
That's why it was a big L for him, because we literally went to the final that year, and then we went to the final again.
So
it's like that was a huge L for the guy. But I'm happy for him now, man. He's out in Germany, fam, doing his thing against the Bombs.
I hope he doesn't do his thing against us in February.
It's gonna happen, bro. So let's go back to Arsenal Chelsea. I told you yesterday that Arsenal. Okay, I haven't really watched Arsenal a lot. I won't lie, because their game was.
I've watched pretty much almost all their games.
Their games are so before with Emery, bro. They were so hard to watch. Like, my biggest problem with them, because I'm a Liverpool fan, I've noticed that you have to. Everyone talks about pressing because it's Liverpool, but you watch Arsenal and they lose the ball, and off the ball they don't know what they're just walking, man. And the first time I saw this being exposed was with Man City 2 weeks ago or a week ago, bro.
No, they actually had a practice session against them.
Yeah, so it was something where.
They were literally practicing against them.
It starts from the centre back, because Man City's thing is like they want to draw your team out of position. But then you look at Arsenal, they don't even know. So they're just passing around them like, all right, here you go. This is just like training cones in front of us. Let's just do our thing. And that's exactly what happened. They'll like do that little feint for 2 seconds and they walk away. I'm like, bro, press them. Go get the ball. So yesterday was...
Kevin De Bruyne's goal was the worst example of this, by the way.
So yesterday was the first time I saw Arsenal actually do a lot of work off the ball. They actually were compact. Arteta, I like what I see, because he started, like, what's his name, Aubameyang, Laka, and Ozil, and they still found a way to make sure that all of them fit and actually were doing work.
That's why they had the Nelson on the other side, who was really he was actually the power force, at least on the offense.
I believe if they had better decision making and also better quality,
I feel like if we play them 3 weeks, later, which we play them on January 21st. Okay. I think we're going to play a tougher team for sure.
So they should have finished that before Lampard took off Emerson, and they couldn't do it. And then they actually held on; they were better because you guys only took one shot on target before your goal, and that was like a header. So if they had done all of that in the first half before Lampard realized, I'm not saying Lampard, Fat Frank realized, oh, Emerson is costing us, let's take it off, because you guys said like 3-4-3. So if they done all that thing before that happened, they could have won it easily. And then again, you cannot really win if individual errors cost you. Bro, that goal was the worst. That just gave me...
They gave us a gift.
Vibe,
they literally gave us a gift.
When this keeper comes up to the line, you have to know what you're doing, man. He didn't even want to punch it or save it. And the man...
Well, he knew he wanted to punch it. He just wanted to miss.
He punched it. I think he was punching upwards. And why are you punching a ball upwards now? So
because he couldn't reach it. He was like, oh, wait, that's pretty high.
He missed it, gave it to Jorginho, who should have been off, by the way. He should have been sent off like a long time ago.
Okay, let's back up real quick. Okay. Let me give my point of view on the whole game.
All right, sure.
First things first. This 3-4-3 that Lampard has been trying to force down our throats is not happening. Look, Frank. If you're listening to me, I'm gonna listen to the camera. It's not working, bro. We have tried it. We tried it. How many games?
You guys don't create chances.
I think we tried it 6 games now. We tried it against Wolves. So no. Our first game tried was Valencia at home. While we worked them, we could not score. And they scored off for one set piece, and we lose 1-0. I'm like, all right, well, the next time we tried it was Wolves away, where we won 5-2. Right. So that already kind of like, it kind of like negates everything that we've kind of done. Then we did it against, it was brought out against another team. I don't think we won that game either. And then we brought it out against Tottenham again. And I was like, bro, this isn't working.
Do you think you create chances with that with that?
No, and that's not that's my whole point.
The biggest thing, because not scoring.
If I'm being honest, Spurs, it's not like we were just like some offensive powerhouse that game. We pretty much got lucky with a set piece goal for the most part, and we got a stupid penalty. Let's be honest. If I'm being honest, that game, it's not we completely we're some offensive powerhouse that was just continuously on your throats on the defensive end for with the other team. We just so happened to just be so much better with them on the defensive side, and we just capitalize on offensive stuff.
Yeah, what I'm saying is if your players are not creating chances, for example Mason Mount, I did not see that guy for that whole entire game yesterday until he did that he crossed the free kick. If you're not using your players well, and they're being invisible because of your system, and that means you're not doing it well.
So our issue with this. So and then we use it against with Arsenal. The issue is we cannot create, and then we've already had the issue with teams pressing us. The games that we've lost that like we've just been like, oh yeah, we sucked that game. The one game was City. We came out the gate like working them. But once City like got into their high press bag, we did not do anything that game. We did not do anything. We cannot handle the high press. So when Arsenal was coming at us, and the formation that already isn't great with us, and they were doing the high press like they were, like we could not touch the ball without pretty much being a defender right on you.
And then you had thing where what's his name? I think you guys were focusing on what's his name more, Saka, right? Or you guys went like, because I feel like we didn't got the ball a lot of times.
Willian always gets the ball. We go through the right a lot of the time.
And so like all that thing. So
that's really why you didn't see makes him out. The ball rarely actually goes to the left side because Aspie's mostly on the right side, and
Speaking of, you guys also need to invest in better defenders, man. Fullbacks is actually defenders. I'm sorry. Really? Tomorrow is alright, but Zuma and left back
Emerson.
Yeah, Emerson. Bro, you guys just get someone better. If you can get someone better. I know Emerson was not his signing, but just whatever.
Specifically to this game, we started Rudiger, Tomori, Zuma, which I think I'm not a big Zuma fan. I think he's not somebody you're gonna just basically like go through. That's the one advantage of him. And aerially, like you're not getting the ball off of him. Rudiger I love. He's just like not loved. When he was like hurt, I was like, we need this guy. He's like the veteran leadership in the back, blah blah blah. But Tomori was my guy. I don't know if you listen to us, but
Tomori,
I am the president. I am the Tomori fan club president. I think while his decision making isn't 100%, he can still make stupid decisions. Not one goal this season has been his fault.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You could have a Tomori starting, but you always need to have someone that is good beside him.
Yeah.
Same thing we have with Gomez. So he has Van Dijk beside him, so Gomez will clean up work when Van Dijk isn't there. So you need to get someone. So
I think right now Tomori isn't that person that's the top person.
So he needs
because he's 21. Like he's 21. He's still young. The issue is Rudiger. Oh my! Like these past two games. No. It was what game did we play before Tottenham? Oh no, Southampton. Oh my gosh, he was so poor.
That's the one you lost to, right?
Yeah, and then that's a different issue.
Trouble, man.
And then Zuma is already a liability to me. Literally since the first game of United. If we started Tomori that game, I don't think we lose that game in my opinion.
Oh man, that's another thing that I'm thinking of, man. Okay, so I'm just gonna wrap this up quickly, like the Chelsea Arsenal. But yeah, so like the second goal was funny because what's his name, Saka. I think did he pull something? Did you see how he was getting back? So basically, you could watch the video later. But basically, he's like running like when your controller dies on FIFA. That's how he was running back because it was basically.
But he played 90 minutes, so I wouldn't be surprised.
So it was Tammy and Willian running down, and Mason Mount on the other side. And then they had three defenders. Arsenal had three defenders, but Saka couldn't keep up for some reason because he had been playing 90 minutes. So at that point in time, I'm thinking if David Luiz or Mustafi see what's happening, and okay, this guy is definitely passing to Willian because Willian's open. Why don't you just foul Tammy? Just foul him
so somebody was like, bro, just take the yellow card.
Just foul Tammy right there and you stop that. So that kind of thing, it's not the rule of the game, but smart players
it's tactical foul.
Yeah, Man City does it a lot. So do that there, you stop that goal from happening, and then you take Saka off. But yeah, whatever.
But actually, that's actually been an issue with Arsenal because that City game, they kept pointing out how Arsenal did not get a yellow card to the 70th minute in that City game, to where City had like 4 already because they're good at tactical fouls.
You're
just not gonna get past me. Like I'll take the yellow card, and they aren't willing to do that. And this is another example of not being able to being willing to do that.
So I feel like you just give Arteta time, put more quality. Don't spend 72 million on
Pepe.
On Uber Eats League Pepe.
Hey, chill, bro.
Don't do that.
Don't call him that.
Actually call Uber Eats League.
I know.
Uber Eats League.
Don't disrespect my man.
But yeah, man. So I told an Arsenal fan, bro, you have till December for this guy to score 5 goals. Is that fair? He's like, yeah, sure. 5 Premier League goals that's fair.
For somebody who was second in goals in the previous
league.
That's
fair, bro. He's at 2 still.
And only one of them is an open play.
It's gonna be more scary. Let's just give him 2. So yeah, man. I'm sorry, but they have to get more quality in.
I don't think he has 4 this season.
No, I think at the Europa League, he has probably done something there.
He did. So he had 2
in the Prem.
He had 2 in the Europa League. He had those 2 free kicks, and then he had the penalty that he scored, which was his first goal, and they acted like he just he just won an election,
screaming all caps.
And then he finally had to win the amazing goal, which was, I forget what team that was against.
That's crazy.
So that's 4 at least that I can remember.
Don't spend money on Pepe, man. I'm sorry. If you could get,
and that's crazy. You know what's crazy? I was actually salty that we didn't get him at first, and now I'm very happy,
bro. Like I'm not. This is typical Liverpool fan thing to say, but if if Man City or Liverpool are not signing someone, that's the biggest red flag. If they are not after someone, because what happened? Liverpool wanted to get Pepe. This guy said 70, 80 million. All right, we don't need him that much, because obviously he's going to come. Need him, though. He's going to be a backup if he comes to us. So we're not spending 80 mil on a backup when we could get like. But that's what I'm saying. You guys have different needs in that. So when Man City or Liverpool are not after a player like that, you don't really need him. That's why. It's for a later pod, but that's why I have my eye on Sancho. We'll discuss that later.
Just my kind of like ending thoughts with the game. I'm not a fan of this 3-4-3. I do applaud Lampard with his subs, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Right. Let's be honest. We got lucky this game. Like we not like lucky as in like they outplayed us. You just the whole too good. The whole second half we were the better team. Let's be honest. We were easily the better team, and overall, throughout the whole stats, if you look at the stats, we literally dominated the game. So it's not like we were not like they outplayed us.
The goals you scored.
We scored. It wasn't no, actually, not the second goal. The second goal I think was just amazing.
Yeah, the second goal, if it's a better defense, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. And if Chambers is in, not Mustafi, what does Tammy really do? The quick Tammy point. My issue with Tammy is on the ball. He is so poor, and people are not noticing that. On the ball, on the ball, he just gets the ball, and then he's so tall. Yeah. So like it's almost like hard for him to control the ball. Like. That's actually not the best move you should do in that situation. The goal he scored, that's not. And any other defender, that's not working.
Yeah, and he doesn't go through the keeper's legs in that situation.
Well, that's debatable. That could happen.
It's Leno, man. That guy, I don't know. He's actually. I'm not seeing someone that's good at times. Then he's just poor, like it's poor. I don't understand, bro. He's the evil.
At least he's not as bad as Jameis Winston, with like how like polar opposite he is. Yeah. But there's like, what game was that? It was City, to where like, if you like, remember that goal that Kevin De Bruyne almost had? Leno. Remember that goal that Kevin De Bruyne should have had, the curler that he had his fingertips.
I remember that.
Bro, that's a hat trick right there. That was one of the best hat tricks I've ever seen.
I think what struck me from that game was they said that was the first time KDB scored a brace, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, he scored a brace. Yeah.
This guy it's something where he just has a dominating performance. I don't even care about the stats. He has actually match work in that game. So he's a great player, man. I have a lot of time.
I mean, he's my favorite player right now. That's not.
Chelsea player? Yeah.
No, actually, he's my favorite player regardless. I don't. Yeah, he's if there was one player I would want to play like, it's Kevin De Bruyne.
I like him, but sometimes he comes like he moves so robotic, man.
Yeah, he's also a big person.
He just gotta pull up his engine sometimes.
Yeah,
all of this thing. But yeah. All right, let's.
I get more. I need to. It's the Cream Podcast. I gotta talk about my boys.
I'm so sorry.
I gotta talk about my boys.
I'm so sorry. Carry on.
I'm working with you. I do applaud Lampard by seeing that the formation wasn't working, and it wasn't like, wait till halftime, wait till the 60th minute. He did it in the 30th minute, which is ballsy.
Yeah, it's important.
To be like, hey, Emerson, you move, and to even force Tomori to play out of position, which was bold. But like, there were so many changes in one game that were like, not like little changes. Like normally you take out player for player, or you take out attacker and just add a defender, or like it was you basically were moving around your whole team, and then for you to put in Lamptey, who all we knew was that he was the fastest player in Chelsea. We didn't know, and he's short. He's like really short.
Speaking about speed, man, you never really realize this, but Willian, he's not fast, but his acceleration.
Yeah, but that's his whole thing. Yeah. That's his whole thing. Like, he stops, he stops, and then goes real quick. That's his whole thing.
After I've not really noticed that as much, but it was nice to see. Yeah, he's alright.
That's how he is. So for him to put in Lamptey, which was ballsy, and let's be honest, once again we got lucky. And if this did not work out, we would be having a way different conversation right now.
Right.
And Lampard's head would have been on a stake, if we're being honest with you.
I think no, and they'll wait for him to spend. Just wait for him to spend and see what happens.
No, I'm just mean like the banter would have been crazy. Banter would have been okay. If we lose to Arsenal, our arch rivals, after them not being able to, they've won like
5 and 15.
They've won 2 games in 3 months.
Yeah, bro,
that's disgusting.
It's tough, man.
For that to happen, that would have been this especially after losing to Southampton at home. It would just been bent. And I still think Tomori was the wrong person to take off. I still think you take off.
I think it was on the card. No, wasn't he on the yellow?
Maybe. Yeah, he was on the yellow. Okay, all right. Then actually, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
But for us to make those in-game changes, Jorginho easily changed the game. I still think Kante needed to come off instead of Kovacic. Kante, I'm not gonna lie to you. I brought this up on the podcast 3-4 weeks ago or something with my co-host, and I said, "Hey, should we sell him before it gets too late?" And he was like, "No, let's keep him." I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nah, give him time, man. Like those kind of players that when they have this like a bad patch, you know what they've done in the past. So just.
But the issue is he's great with that like defensive work rate.
You feel like
it's you're a midfield at the end of the day. Like you're DM, but you need to do simple passes. I'm like there was that goal that Willock almost scored to where like. He was in the box and Kante tried to dribble. What are you? How stupid can you be? It's little things like that to where like we're not gonna banter Kante because we know the type of player he is. We know the type of player he's been in the past, but we need a real conversation with that. That's why I think.
Do you think it's like injury or like does he play a lot of games back to back?
He does, but he played injured against you guys. He played 2 hours, and he was the best player on the field in my opinion.
So I feel like that's the kind of thing where you just give him like a break for a while, just keep him on the bench, let him get back to his energy levels and everything, and then you come back maybe February or it's still packed this whole holiday festivity.
I think it depends on when my boy gets back. What's his name? Ruben Loftus. You don't believe in him?
Instagram model.
You're not RLC. You're not
Instagram model, man. But actually, you look like him.
I'm good. No. Did you see what he was doing last season?
You know the thing about him? Okay, so last season, I don't know if you guys just done this because you had nothing else to root for, but the fact that you guys who have like someone do like the basics and people go. Arsenal do that a lot. No, like doing the basic stuff. A hat-trick is basic. The Europa League, right, against coal miners.
True. That's
basic stuff, but like you just and the hat-trick wasn't also a special hat-trick, like being at the right place at the right time.
He had a outside the box shot that was actually very slow.
I remember the Chelsea game where he played against Liverpool again. I remember biased, but I feel like in that game Henderson actually bossed the midfield more than he did. And if you're getting
Henderson's experience though.
Probably what it was, but if you're getting bossed by Henderson, you have to sit back and ask yourself a few questions. No disrespect to Henderson, man. I love him, man. He's actually a really, really great leader and a good teammate.
We're going to talk about Liverpool.
If you're getting bossed by Henderson, I'm sorry, but something has to happen, man. I'm sorry. I don't even want to talk about Liverpool that much, man.
Yeah, you have no choice. You have no choice.
Yeah, it's alright. We'll move on.
So hopefully RLC probably comes back probably late January, early February.
I want to see this guy because I have not really seen nothing that makes
we don't know who we're going to get in the transfer window.
And I'm still saying Sancho.
No, we're getting Sancho. I'm just letting you know we're getting Sancho.
I don't know what you guys see in him. I'm sorry. Maybe
we'll get to targets and all that specifically.
All right.
But there's lots of things that that need to be changed. Not lots. I just think there's some things that need to be changed that's going to take us to the next level. Obviously, like we're like a top 4, but we're like on the edge of a top 4 kind of team. Right. And I feel like there's still some things that need to take us to. All right, you're solidified top 4.
Challenging and all that now. Yeah.
Well, not challenging. I think challenging is still like a different conversation. And when people are scoring 100, when people are getting 100 points in 100 points at 114, that's definitely a different conversation. So I want to be that team to where like, all right, regardless, you're at least going to in the top 4. That's conversation because people are so like right now like Chelsea going in the top 4. So we need those like changes that's gonna be like, all right, they're for sure in the top 4.
Yeah. Okay.
And then lastly with this Chelsea Arsenal thing, I think with Lampard making those subs and the spirit of us to be like, we're not losing this game. We're gonna continue pressing. We're not gonna drop our heads.
Was that the first time you guys came
that
back
was our first game this whole season? Yeah. We have never come back from a losing position.
That's impressive. Then. Yeah, so I guess he's learning because
we've never won.
Yeah,
I actually got robbed, but let's be honest.
So that's actually impressive because you can see that. That means that Lampard is Fat Frank. Sorry,
shut up, bro. Why can't you respect him? What's your beef with him?
I don't know. Man.
It's just because
from the Gerrard Lampard debate.
Oh, shut up. I mean, okay. Who had a better career? Let's be honest.
Moving on.
Let's go. Okay.
This is like the Messi Ronaldo.
Bro,
you can't say better career because look at for example, compare Henderson's career and Gerrard's career.
But that's been the conversation of late, and people didn't respect that at first. But now people are like, wait, this guy's actually
that's what I'm saying. You can't really blame Gerrard because bro, he was playing against he was playing with Kolo Touré behind him, was playing in front of Balotelli and Andy Carroll. So you can't really ask career, bro. Gerrard's biggest flaw was he was too loyal. If Gerrard wanted to, he would play for Liverpool.
Yeah.
If he wanted to, so it's something where you can't really blame him for staying with Liverpool. He had a vision of, I want to be the guy that brings glory back.
So the career question isn't fair, which I agree. It isn't fair because Lampard will wash him. Yeah. But as a player, you still think Gerrard was better?
Bro, Mourinho was gushing over how he always wanted. The only way he could stop Gerrard was by signing him. And I'm thinking, if Mourinho is saying that about Gerrard when he has Lampard, then I guess there's really something about him.
Lampard's a high school scorer also.
Because he was goal hanging. Yeah.
For a reason.
He was a goal hanger for 8 years, man. That's why Drogba was always nodding it off to Lampard to score. That's why.
He scored. He's a high scorer,
man. Yeah. Let's not get.
Yeah. What were we even talking about before? Oh yeah, Fat Frankie. But I just really respect Chelsea for always at least even if you're down, you're at least continuing to go, even though it's the first game that's finally. Yeah, so I think the Ajax game I don't think was talked about enough with heart. We were down 4-1.
Oh yeah, remember
that was 4-1. The game's over.
Did they make it to the next round or no? Ajax.
No.
Okay.
Which was crazy. Something I brought up in the podcast was people were always when that draw happened, people were if there was one team that's going to make it, was Ajax.
So that's the thing.
And now they're playing with Arsenal.
These teams, Monaco 2017, Ajax, bro. People are coming shopping that summer. So
yeah,
you guys will have your memories together, then you're gone the next. So if people don't understand that once you lose those people that took you there, it's not gonna happen again. So it's whatever.
And they're about to. People are about to go shopping this summer with Ziyech, with Van Beek.
32, so he might be fine. Ziyech?
He's 26.
Oh, really? I'm dead.
He's 26, yeah.
I think everyone's older, man. It's all good.
He's 26. Van Beek is definitely going to be gone after this year. Yeah, that's a different conversation. But I would just say I'm really happy with my boys. If there was one game, there's 38 games you play, and you play each team twice. If there's 2 games that I'd want to win, it's against Arsenal. And for us to pretty much go to North London away back-to-back weekends and to walk away with 6 points. Because maybe the last point before this camera goes off. Everybody was saying, what's Chelsea going to against the top 6? And I said, we haven't played Tottenham and Arsenal yet. And you even saw Jerry was laughing at me, and now we're looking at whether
Arsenal don't really count no more, man, because everyone goes there and gets their 6 points.
True.
So everyone gets 6 points at Arsenal. It's Spurs. The guys I want to move on to after this, United. Actually, City is just us that actually could go. I'm still scared of Etihad, but it's those two. So Spurs and United, if you could get points there, then you're doing a good job. I don't know about Spurs now because everyone's getting points at Spurs. So,
but you could say Arsenal's not there, but they've still taken points away from the big 6. Tottenham now, I think they only ended up with 3 points from the top 6. They lost to Liverpool and United. They lost to us, so that's 3 losses. Yeah. They should have lost to City, for being honest with you. If you remember that game, that 2-2.
Happy that happened.
Shut up, bro. Come on, they got robbed that game. And they drew with them. They drew with Arsenal, so they only ended up with 2 points from the top 6. We ended up with 6.
I can't relate, by the way. I can't relate.
Shut up, bro.
Liverpool fan.
Shut up, man. You guys really took all 18 points,
bro. Everyone. Oh, actually, except you
for 15 points.
Oh,
so you guys ended up with 13. Yeah,
upsets me so much that's the only thing they have. Oh, they'll post a picture of Ole saying, "Oh, this was the one guy that stopped them from going." Like with a 100%.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, that's not something. Bro, you can't even be like Watford, bro, and you're last on the table. This guy is no genius, man. Just allow it. It's just it's one thing he did. That's all they have, man. Small victories, like you said before.
That was just a big conversation about like what you guys doing against big clubs. Well, I mean, to a certain extent, we finally did it over the Christmas period, and I think the main thing about the Christmas period that I know we had I don't know if you watched the episode. We did the stay of the top six, which was like at the time where everybody was and where we saw everybody going. Especially into Christmas season, everybody was saying Chelsea would, and granted, we had like a 10-point lead over everybody, and now it's down to 4.
Yeah.
But at least somehow, some way, we kept that lead for the most part. The issue is going to be maintaining it, especially because once January 21st starts, we don't get a break until March something, because we have Arsenal, Leicester, City, United. And that's not even including FA Cup yet.
Yeah, and
then we now add Bayern twice into that. So we have like our February. I think like that span. I just think we might as well just.
Right. Okay. Before the camera turns off, good question. So to wrap up Chelsea, do you guys what are your expectations for Lampard this season? Top 4.
This season, I think top four. Nobody can say top 4 isn't reasonable.
Right, because of how bad other teams.
And my prediction at the beginning of the season was top 3. Like we would be 3rd. I said I wouldn't be mad at 4th, but we should be 3rd. And it wasn't because we were gonna be so good; it's because everybody was gonna be so bad. And well, look at where we are.
Are you in the Carabao Cup or no?
No, we lost to United.
FA Cup just now.
We lost to United. But the issue is, I didn't know people didn't take Carabao Cup as seriously. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
I did. I didn't realize that.
Something where it's just a more fictional.
Because I was talking big shit. We're gonna beat United, and then I didn't realize that.
It's whatever.
Lampard didn't even care about that game either.
Klopp split.
But that was a different situation though. That was.
I feel like even though we were there, he would still have played like the worst. Bro, he doesn't hate that cup so much. I don't know why, but yeah, it's a cup that it seems like adds more fixtures.
Yeah, it feels like nobody really raised that cup in general. Yeah. All right. So you say you want to talk about? I mean, I guess the
Wolves.
Well, that's you guys. So you want to talk about United a little bit, then we'll check.
I want to talk about the game that we're playing against them because it's coming up next month.
Who? You guys play United next month?
On the 19th of January. Yeah. So it's something where people, I don't know why no one wants to do it, but when we played them
is this in Anfield?
Yeah, Anfield. So people believe that they could still come take points from us. They're not even saying take points. All 3 points at Anfield.
Well, if I'm not gonna lie, if there's one team in the top 6 that could do it, let's be honest, it's them.
Okay, so one thing I'll say about Ole, like he actually figured it out. Our biggest creators are. This is also why we struggled against Wolves yesterday. Almost all our chances come from Trent and Robertson being in the right places. So when you have that formation that Wolves used yesterday, 5-3-2, where you have 2 wing backs outside, and that stops our
the advancement
pushing up as much, then you stop it to an extent. Then we just go, instead of doing that, we just go inside and try to do it like with our midfielders. And then when we have the right midfielders, we could always break down any team. I cannot remember, but I don't think Mane was there for the United game. I'm not too sure.
He was Salah.
Because I remember that Origi played that game. So I think someone was missing.
I think it was Salah because he was still hurt from that Leicester.
Right. So someone was missing from that. So again, bro, it's not... they're the only ones like these fixtures where the worst team is gassing the game and we don't really feel like that. It's just something. The only reason why I want to beat them is because they somehow believe that they'll be the team that will stop us. Bro, we had the least of your concerns, man. You do not have. You don't have a system. You still want to get rid of your coach. Exactly. There's so many bigger issues. We don't know if you like Ole or not because he wins the big games and they have bragging rights for 2 weeks and they are so invested in like Rashford and Martial that they just care if they score. Bro, you have like a long way before you get to our level. So yeah, sure, you come to Anfield and beat us somehow. Oh, and you know how man, you know when Rashford like pushed Van Dijk over and somehow that was a victory.
It wasn't a push. He dropped him.
It does not matter, man.
He dropped. It doesn't matter, but you have to take a little victory.
These are the things that we don't really care about it, but fans bring it up so much. We're like, alright, sure, if you want to say it, say it, because we don't care, man. We just won the Champions League. We won this and that. So do what you want with your little small victories, but we'll take our cups, actual winning games consecutively and not dropping points to like the last team on the table, man. Well, yeah. So when they come to Anfield, I honestly want us to go as strong as possible because it's January. So, actually, is it possible? I know the FA Cup is next week.
FA Cup is I think next weekend. Yeah,
we go back to one game a week.
Actually, in it's January. This weekend. This upcoming weekend. Yeah.
So yeah, I know we go back to one game a week, like after the FA Cup is done. So we go back to that. So if it's possible, I want us to play with the full thing because I want to see how these guys believe somehow that they. I mean, he's gonna do the same 5-3-2 thing again and try to counterattack, but he won't be a successful man. I'm sorry, it's not gonna work. I'm 100% sure that we'll beat them. And the thing about us that we always win every game. What happens is not if we win, it's how we win it. Are we gonna slap them, blow them out the water today? Are we gonna come back, or are we gonna like?
It's gonna be something like chippy 2-1.
Oh my god! So that's the thing. Now all I do is predict how we're gonna win based on the team that we're playing against us. So if they want to come with their full force, how the best of them, because I believe that if you come to Anfield and think you're winning,
hey, Bailly was training. Hey, relax, Bailly.
Oh, bro, that guy is the most clumsy, good defender in the world. But yeah, listen, if you come to Anfield and say, "Oh, I want to win this game," you've already lost. That's how I feel. That's how good we are. If you think you're coming here to win, you've lost the game already. Because you come to Anfield to stop us from winning. That's how you should come to Anfield. And if you look at it, that's what most people do. When they come here, they try to play, like, drag the game out as much as possible. But somehow, VAR helps us out.
Yeah, VAR does.
That's a lie, man. These guys are salty.
Nah, let's be honest, bro.
We're the best team in the world.
Let's be honest. But, let's be honest, bro. Yesterday, bro, like, there was an agenda. There was an agenda.
No, not really, man.
There was actually an agenda yesterday.
You said the handball. It wasn't really a handball.
I know, the handball. Okay, even if it's not a handball. If it's not a handball, but come on, bro. Like, that was a goal. The one that they scored, that was a clean goal. Even you tweeted that was a goal. You see, that was a clean goal.
What was it? Was he offside?
They said like his toe.
His
big toe was offside.
Man, the rules are the rules. I can't. You can't.
Now the rules are the rules. Now the rules are the rules.
You're offside. Unfortunately, you're offside.
So you think that big toe gave him that much of an advantage?
Yeah, man. You could toe punt it. That's an advantage right there. You're ahead of the defender by your toe, and you toe punt the ball. That's obviously an advantage.
Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
I'm sorry, unfortunately.
Nah, because even by the time you toe punch it, you can still get there in front of him. Because the ball starts to come to you.
Again, the rules are rules, man. You can't just be, I wasn't offside. You're either offside or you're not. That's how I see it. Are you offside? Yes. I'm joking, by the way, but yeah, listen. If they say it's offside, I mean, we're not gonna say, "Oh, hey, it wasn't offside, guys." Let's look at that, bro. He said it wasn't. We don't own the FA, man, bro. Could people relax with this? How
I mean, let's be honest, bro. I think we're obviously like, it's the good guy, bad guy conversation. We're gonna try anyway to discredit them, but I mean,
if we if right now I don't really care no more because I've been having this conversation for the whole season. But if somehow we do end up invincible, I'm sorry, Arsenal fans, but you're gonna hate me, man. I'm so sorry, because I will not stop talking. Because, bro, that thing happened in 2004. They went in, and they still talk about it till this day.
Yeah, because there's nothing else to talk about.
And they had 12 draws.
Yeah, that was 26 and 12. Yeah.
You know how many teams have even surpassed? Bro, it's not even so many teams have surpassed their points total.
Because that was 90.
I don't think
that's 90. That's 90. 26 and 78, and then 12 points. Yes, it's 90.
So it's not something where it's something that you should be talking about for the next 15 years. Move on, man. Move on, bro. Like, it's time to move on. So if you're still holding on to this, if it does happen, and I hope it does happen. But if it does happen, I'm sorry, guys. You're just gonna hate me for the rest of your life.
I already hate you guys already.
Oh man, let's not even talk about the possibility of having a double and a treble. That one is.
I don't think you guys will make it too far Champions League.
Man, honestly,
because Champions League is that unpredictable.
You know the thing though, if this round, because if we make it to the next round, there are already 4 big games, whereas 4 each game is a contender playing. So because I know it's Real Madrid are playing PSG, right? Oh no, sorry, not PSG.
No, you're correct actually.
Yeah, so is it PSG?
Mm-hmm. No. It's Real and City. My bad.
Right. Yeah. So PSG are playing Dortmund, and that's like also a contender. So basically, after the round of 16, there are 4 big teams going home. So if Liverpool make it to the quarterfinals, and then we get like Porto,
but that's if.
Bro, because it's in 2016 I'll be worried, but bro, we're in 2019 and Simeone.
What if you get Real? What if you get Barcelona again?
That the only 2 teams I'm worried about are PSG because I think that if we don't win it, PSG are gonna win it 100%. So it's either them or the team that has Messi on it. So the two teams I'm worried about. If you're not one of those teams, you're not beating us.
And Juve plays
another big side, I'm sure. I'm not. Doesn't really matter, man. Juve are done, bro. Didn't they lose like the Coppa Italia to some next team? Bro, they're dusted, man. Juve is like Ronaldo in 2020.
But I will say, do you don't feel anything about Atletico right now?
The first game will tell a lot, honestly. I
don't think that's a hot take.
Listen, that's
a true statement.
Let me say it this way. I don't want to. I'm not that worried that I'll not even go watch the games. Like I know, for example, in the Bayern last season, I was actually worried about I was getting knocked out because we didn't have a defender. I had started watching the games before the game happened, but with Atletico, something where the first time I'll watch them next year is when we play them. That's honestly the first. I'm not gonna go say, "Oh, do I think we could do this? Do I think we could beat them?" I'm just gonna watch when we play them, and if they beat us, I don't know.
Hold on, he said it.
He said that when they come, we're gonna show them that. Listen, in 2016, you guys were the men, like you were the guys then, but now there's a new form of football where we cross it 100 times, and it's gonna go in one of those times. So you have to wake up, smell the coffee, and know that style of sitting back for 90 minutes.
They don't even have the same players from back then. They still have
they don't
have Godin.
They have that guy. What's his name? Partey. I have time for Partey, man. If we didn't get Keita, or rather we go for Partey.
Hey man, watch out for my boy Morata.
You can't see, I just fell asleep. Bro,
my days.
Yeah, whatever happens, but I don't think we're losing to them. 100.
I mean, if I was going to put my money on anybody, it would be you guys, but...
Because somehow we always end up winning. I don't know how... that's the thing. Like, we would be in the worst situation. Bro, we were 3-0 down, and this guy was coming to Anfield, and we just shook them, but they couldn't score a goal in 90 minutes. Like, no one was going to... Okay, I'm not going to lie to you. For example, sorry, we're talking about this more than we should, but
it's good.
When we came to Anfield, I wasn't really feeling it, honestly. Like I was like, when Barca came, I was like, there's no point in me watching this. Like I don't want to make it hurt more. And next thing I get a notification that we have scored in the 7th minute. And what do you think is gonna happen when we score in the 7th minute, bro? Anfield is gonna go crazy. People are gonna start thinking, oh, this team that lost to Roma already, are we gonna do this again? Like that goes into your head. So as soon as that happened, I turned on the TV and. What happened, man. It always ends up happening. Somehow we have gotten to the point where we're now that Fergie team of United, Fergie's United, where we just end up winning. Like we're somehow unstoppable, man. We're like
somehow
Thanos, man. We're Thanos.
Somehow Fergie used to. I feel like that last when he retired, that team we won with. I'm looking at them like. Really?
Yeah, exactly. That's how people are gonna look at when they see Wijnaldum and Henderson and Milner running midfield.
Mendem was really Origi.
Bro, actually, think about Origi. Like Origi was actually good, and then he got injured, and then he fell off for a bit, and then he went to Germany, and then he
went to Wolfsburg, right?
Yeah, Wolfsburg. And so he was always good. Then the thing is that once he got injured, I think he lost like a lot of his confidence
swagger
and everything. But now he's back, and he could see that there's something about him. So Origi is, I read Origi, man. I read him a lot. But yeah, next year it's gonna be a good year for sports, man. I can already see it. So yeah, but as far as this year's concerned, the year's done, the decade's done, and the league is done.
The league is done.
Well,
I would say, Jesus Christ, I would say. Unfortunately, the league is done.
It is done, man.
And it's genuinely because you guys somehow, some way. That Leicester one, I think the Leicester one is the testament what I'm about to say of not impressive, but you guys are gonna win the game. No matter how it's going to happen.
Oh no, the Leicester one, really? I think that was our best performance, Leicester, where we actually were way better than them.
But because you guys won by a stupid tackle by Albrighton. That's what I mean.
We're talking about the
first game. No, not 4-0. Quick word. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Well, no, the 2-1. Okay, the 2-1 was actually crazy.
You know, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's
where like.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's not like you guys outplayed Leicester. Like, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But you know that goal, that match was going my way. Hold on.
Agreed.
But you guys just. That's what a stupid. Like, first of all, he did so many stupid things in that one play, and like to you guys basically to get a walk-off goal, especially after Salah got hurt. It's like, okay, like, you know, obviously, like, this should be a 1-1 draw.
Every time like it looks like we're crashing, something always happens.
What was it, Southampton? No, what not Southampton? The one that's Mane got that flicker headed. Like, come on.
When I was driving, I was actually driving and listening to, and it was like 90 plus something. Bro, I was driving like, okay, it's time for me to pull over and watch what happened because I have the zone on my phone. I was listening to it. This is not a sponsorship for the zone, by the way. Oh yeah, so
hey, sponsor us, please.
But yeah, so basically, like, I was driving and I was listening to it, and I'm like, yo, what just happened? And they said, I watched this thing, and I'm like, bro, how does that even go? Like, how does this even happen, bro? Like, I was so shocked that it went in. I'm like, man, there's something about this team where we actually won't stop until we score, and it's so bad because I think what happened was after the game, I think it was Aston Villa probably, or either them or West Ham. They said that how we played them was you have to be on it for 90 minutes, and it's not only like you're tired physically, it's mentally. Like, you're like, what's he about to do? What's that guy about to do? Is he about to make a run? You have to do that for 90 minutes against Liverpool. You have to keep on doing that every single time. So you just get,
because one mental lapse is crazy.
And so that's exactly what happened. They let Mane run to the edge of the box and he flicked it in, and that's how they scored. So it's something where if your players are mentally strong and they also have the fitness for it, then you could stop us.
Because I mean, that's actually what happened in Liverpool. Like, they were holding you guys for a little bit, and then once again another stupid tackle by Aurier, and now it's 1-1. You're like, oh my god! And then another one. They just kept attacking. You guys weren't getting through, but eventually Henderson was left wide open, which is just like, how much of a rookie mistake is that?
So
you know,
funny. Like, if you're not on it 90 minutes, something will always happen. Even Bro, I think the funniest one was Sheffield. Bro, Sheffield was the funniest because there was no goal coming. Yeah. That goal was not coming. And then this guy out of nowhere.
And then the one,
Like, what is going on? Like, if I was not a Liverpool fan, I would be so confused because, bro, it's something where you don't see a goal happening until the games. You're like, okay, I think we're done now. I think, guys, this is it. This is the game where we lose, and then Origi comes out from the stand and say, "Oh, not my watch."
And that was the way, right?
That was the way they play us.
Dang, if there was one team I would want you guys to play away, it would be Sheffield.
Yeah, I think we go the two teams I'm worried about now, because I know there's nothing Mourinho loves than bragging rights is him and Ole, bro. Those are the two people I'm worried about now. So Spurs and
beating Jose.
United, yeah. So beating him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to. If we do that, because we're going to their home, we're not playing at Anfield no more. So that's one game I think we might drop points possibly.
Mm-hmm.
United, I don't want to even stay in the game because it's not going to happen. And then Etihad, if Laporte is back by then, we might drop points there as well. But I don't want us to lose. I just want us to play like Arsenal of 04-05. We're not losing. We're just gonna draw. So we're still invincible. We'll draw 12 times and we're still the best team in the league. Team, man. Big joke. Alright, man.
I hated talking about that. I really hated talking about that. Is there anything else?
Yeah, you want to talk about next year? Well, you mean like the results? Oh, nah, we're done.
There's nothing with results per se. And I think when we talked about Atletico, I mean, how bad do you think we're gonna lose to Bayern? Do you think we're gonna lose to Bayern?
It's something where if you don't fix your defense, it's gonna be bad. If you don't make sure, like, if you're not ready to like stop them from, because you know something about these guys is that they have
it's coming from everywhere.
Ways to score.
It's coming from everywhere.
It's a cross from Lewandowski. It's someone shooting from midfield. It's Coutinho in his bag and just shooting. It's
Gnabry or who else is on the other side, just terrorizing you.
The whole team's not on it for two legs. It's gonna be it's a bloodbath. I'm sorry. So that's why I don't see that work happening over the next month, because you guys played them second week of February, right?
Second to last week.
Yeah, so it's not gonna happen if you don't fix up in January and then bring those guys into the team by next month. It's hard to see.
The issue with playing them is going to be fitness. And the positive is we play at home first, which is supposed to be some advantage. I don't know why it's no advantage.
I think it's an advantage because you go there knowing that you have to score this amount of goals and stuff. So if you could keep them quiet, it's a week. I'm pretty sure away goals still count.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, so basically something, if we're going here and we just chase for away goals, so if you keep them quiet at your home first, you know, at their home you just have to score as many goals as possible.
Well, we are home first.
Yeah, so I'm saying, so if you do your job, let's say like a 1-0 win at home, they have to score, and you score 1, they have to score 2. You score 2, they have to score 3.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why is an advantage for Bayern if we are home first?
Oh, is that?
Yeah, we play a Stamford bench first.
I don't see how it's an advantage for that.
That's what I said. I don't know why that's an advantage.
It's not an advantage for that. It's an advantage for the team that plays at their home setting. That's why even Barca was saying, we just need to, bro, I don't know why that tweet is still up, but the Barcelona account said, all we need to do is score 1 goal.
I mean, but that's literally all they have to do.
Halftime, and bro, you don't see those kind of things, man. Yeah, you're literally just gonna.
Yeah, we play at home first,
so it's not definitely not an advantage for.
So just to give you guys that breakdown, we play Arsenal the 21st. We play Arsenal the 21st of January. We play Leicester. Jesus Christ, can you load? We play Leicester. Why does it say March? We play Leicester February 1st, United February 17th, Tottenham the 22nd, Bayern the 25th. Then we have Bournemouth. We lost to Bournemouth, so we have to take that game seriously for some reason.
Yes.
And then March, but then March is pretty easy. But then one of those games would still be Bayern again. And then after Bayern, we play City.
You can't also really say March will be easy because you know at that point you're still trying to fight for top 4. So.
Well, I mean, easy as in like you're not playing like the Tottenhams and all that.
So you're still trying to win every game still. So that means you'll still be trying to go at full strength. But I'm watching like for Champions League and making sure you're fit. So it's something where that's why like you don't want to be in that position where like it's always the best time to win your games is in the first half of the season. Because in the second half with the Champions League, you're always keeping an eye towards those games. You're always looking at those games because I mean, at the end of the day, they have more weight. So you always want to make sure that you're ready for those.
So the thing with Bayern is basically, since we're at Stamford Bridge first, which is where we play worse at, I don't mind losing 2-1. The issue is, if we go there, that's going to be, and that what always happens is the second game is always the craziest.
Yeah.
If we go there and, you know, do a madness, I won't be surprised. Yeah. I think obviously Bayern is obviously on paper, on performance wise, they're the better team. But especially after last season, I don't know why people are still trying to act like the Champions League is so predictable. Like, City was literally half a foot away from being in the semifinal.
Yeah.
Was literally half a foot away from being in the semifinal.
A lot of things happen you see, that's why people don't really rate cup competitions as much, because it's something where you have things will just fall in line for you to get there. For example, last year, but like
Tottenham twice, really back to back.
So that's a perfect example. So things will just fall in line where this team will lose, and you get to face a weaker team instead of facing them, and then you get to that point. Because imagine we face if you didn't lose to City and we face City in the finals, we're not beating City in the finals.
I don't think so.
We're not beating City in the finals. So there's a lot of things that happen that will lead you to being in the finals and then winning. So that's why people do not rate it as much, even though it's still the most prestigious competition. That's why people take the league more seriously. But still,
the issue with all these things going on around you is you have to, how do you prioritize each one? And if we're being honest, each team prioritizes different ones in different ways.
It depends on what the club wants. So honestly, I'll say Chelsea should just focus on top 4, because
I'm not mad with that.
Deep down, you know you're not gonna really. I mean, just
not deep down.
For Champions League, you know that all you want to do is quarterfinal exit. Like you're not. No one's saying we have to. I mean, if it looks possible after the first round and you're still in it, then sure, like try to go farther.
I think everybody that's hopeful about Chelsea doing something in the Champions League is, you know, going back to what Ajax did.
Yeah,
you know, it's like these kids who would, you know, who's just like, you know, how all of a sudden, how are you guys this good, beating Real, beating Juve, and then let's be honest, they should have beat Tottenham.
Right.
And then they're in the final. You know, they're literally like, you know, one magic hat trick away from, you know,
these kind of games are just for the experience. Just so you're there before you've been on the stage, you know what to expect. That's what it's for.
Yeah.
But no Chelsea fans should be saying, "Oh, I think we could actually do well in the Champions League." Let's focus on the top 4.
It's far from what we want. I think Chelsea fans would. I mean, I can speak on me right now. I would much rather let's just win. What's it called? Let's just win. All we need to win, and the biggest thing, at least that's what I love about soccer so much, is you can always at least plan for the next year and put yourself in the position to where you've learned this season, but I'm gonna put myself in the position next season to where we're gonna level up. So if we could end up top 4, which is, that's, end the top 4, being at least being Champions League next year, and then summer you're improving, your team is gelling even while you're preparing for the next year, and then you never know what can happen next year. But this year, I would hate to go to somehow make it to the semifinal on some fluke shit, and now we end up and then we get knocked out, and then we end up 5th.
Yeah, and it hurts more because you put all your effort into that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
that's what I'm saying.
So just if it happens and you could somehow try to balance it, sure, go for it. But if you're putting all your effort, if Fat Frank is saying, okay, you know what, we're in the quarterfinals and we're playing this team, we could beat them, and if we beat them, we'll face this team. That's
why I don't think Poch still got sacked, because for him to end up 4th and go to the Champions League final one season with that squad, I don't agree with that. That was my biggest thing. And for Jose Mourinho, come on, dude, like Poch was loved at that club. And even when he left, it was still like, even though people were obviously wanted to change, it still hurt them. Yeah. That's why I didn't agree with that.
I mean, I feel like he took them as far as he could, so that's probably why.
But with that squad, how far were they really gonna go?
Yeah, it's Spurs, man. You can't really expect much from them.
Last thing we'll talk about is the quick transfer things in January. What are you guys looking at?
We already have this guy, and I think see one thing.
The Japanese guy.
Yeah, one thing I love about us is now how quick we handle business.
Yeah, there's no long rumors about this and that. Yeah,
the talks, bro. Like, I hate when they say are in talks, bro. What are you talking about? Do you want
somebody?
Yes. Do you want to? Okay, how much? That should be the whole conversation, man. I get there's all the paperwork, but bro, what else are the talks? Terms and conditions, and that should be it. But if you're talking for like 3 weeks, like United do, where they come away
and then they still don't get, and then they still don't get Haaland. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, man. So like, I think we're done with him. Klopp said he should be ready for Everton. Minamino.
Oh, you're gonna loan him out?
No.
Oh, like playing against Everton.
So FA Cup. So you should be ready for the FA Cup or the next game.
And that's crazy how they really put you guys up against Everton of all teams, again, like in the first round.
Again, because we had them last year when we got. Actually, was it last year when we got Van Dijk? And it was such a what's called a dream start for the guy, because he actually scored in his first game for us. So like, if that happens again, it'll be crazy. But again, it's Everton and they have a new manager, so I'm not really expecting much. I just want to win the FA Cup so we could say that we're that team that won the Premier League and the FA Cup and we're invincible. I just want to win it for that achievement.
Just for bragging rights.
That's it, man.
Yeah, which really what this is all for be honest. As fans, we gain absolutely nothing. I don't even know why we take it this seriously, but we're going to continue to take it that seriously because we need more things to brag about.
Yeah, but yeah, so it's...
Are you guys looking at anybody else? Like, where else? Because if I'm being honest, there's one thing nobody's giving Liverpool credit for. They are winning. You guys you didn't drop any points in any of the big 6 clubs, and we thought this Fabinho injury was going to be massive.
But
you guys have
missed a step.
Low
key, we've actually kept more clean sheets without him. no agenda, but Fabinho, man, I'm sorry.
Don't do that. Don't say what
I'm about to say, like, because what happens, like, we were actually so bad at doing those, and then we move Henderson back there, and then it's something where we're actually keeping clean. We've done like 3 in a row now. So I'm gonna say, if he comes back and then we start losing those clean sheets, I will have to look at him and say, yo, sir, what's
because now it's Wijnaldum, Henderson, and Keita.
Yeah, it's either Keita or Ox and something.
But Ox is hurt right now, right?
Yeah, so it might be for the next game we're playing. I think we'll change it up more because it's Sheffield. So I don't see. I think it'll be more attacking.
That would be a Fabinho game. Yeah, really? You want to go more attacking in that game?
You know what they're about, man. You know that they're gonna sit back and they're gonna actually try to stop us from doing anything. So I mean, honestly, it's also put in mind we've played 3 games and it'll be like in 7 days. So that will also affect it. But I know that 1 or 2 of the front 3 will start for sure. But yeah,
I love that Chris Wilder guy. I'm not gonna lie, I love him so much.
He's really good, man. Like, I love when teams come up and
they're actually like competitive.
It's not
competitive, not like your
Derby County where
exactly.
you have like
come on, bro. Like, come on.
That team still kills me, man. 1 win in the whole thing. But yeah, like we're also looking at. I don't know if this is even a serious thing, but he started off a joke where LeBron and Mbappe were sitting in the same room, and LeBron had a
it's not gonna happen.
LeBron had a Liverpool hat on.
But yeah, because he's a part owner.
Yeah, so and that's how this whole thing started. And now people are saying, you know what, sell Salah and get him. And I'm not opposed to that in any way or form, because Salah is the best player I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if this guy is good or not. I cannot tell if he's good or not. But yeah, see, if we are going to sell one of the front three, I'll sell him first.
Yes.
Actually, okay.
Not Bobby.
Let me say it like this.
Well, first of all, Mane's the one that's staying.
This is Mane's club. He started this in 2016. He was the first man to be here, so it's.
Yes, I think that needs to be said. He's the one staying.
He was the one here. So we're not, bro. You're not coming for Mane, man. Mane is untouchable. But if you're gonna sell someone to bring in someone bigger, then it has to be Salah from Mbappe. That's it. If you're doing it for Sancho, no, that's not gonna happen. Then for Firmino's thing is, this guy, like, the thing about him is that he's not a bad team player, but the fact that he misses the easiest chance, that's what annoys me the most. If you could just score the basic chances, he did the other. He did Leicester. That's what I want from him. If he could be more, because I think, what was it, last month we'll be on a breakaway and it's him, and he could either shoot or pass it. He will shoot and then it's not even on target. I'm like, bro, you're supposed to be scoring. How don't you even put the shot on target, man? So yeah, Firmino, I'm fine with him because he does a lot of stuff.
He's the definition of your false nine.
Defensive striker.
I love him as a false nine.
So if he does all of that, and I mean, we don't really need him as much to score goals, sure. But if he could also add that to his game, then he's gonna also have a place in the team. But Salah, man, I'm tired of you, man. I don't know if you're good or not still. Like, I'm still trying to defend Salah in 2020. Like, bro, it should be a point where after you had that such a good season in 2017, 2018, you should just be good. Yeah. But the fact that you're still trying to like have a few bad games, but he doesn't, like, you know what's about to do, and then it comes off so bad. Like, bro, stop. Like, even the Leicester game where he beat the keeper. And you're like, okay, you're not gonna. Are you? Really and then like he stuttered because he knew it was stupid, but then he still shot after. What are you? Just pass it. So that's the thing about him. He's the worst good player in the world. Because then again, you see next, like you never know. This game against Sheffield, you just come and score a hat trick, and people are like, yep, that's why you never underrate him. That's why you never disrespect him. And they're like, okay, yeah, fair enough. Do it again. Okay, don't be that good in the next game, but just be good. Make the best decisions you can. And it's like. So yeah, if you're gonna sell someone from Mbappe in the summer, it should be Salah.
Alright, last thing we'll do real quick is we did the Premier League best 11. So I think now we're kind of doing like our what would our World 11 be? And for me, I think we both agree on this. There's 6 players who their spots are solidified. Even though some of them are up for debate, I think the center back is the one that's up for debate the most.
Oh, center back? I mean, let's just start with the ones that are common knowledge. So
Marcelo and Dani Alves.
Agreed. Also, Messi, Ronaldo. Oh, actually, you want to start from the back and come up?
Well, center back is kind of debatable. Right. So, which is those 4? They're not moving.
All right. Okay. Sure. So let me start with my goalkeeper, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. Actually, let's do center back because one of them is guaranteed.
All right. So
Sergio
Ramos. Right. 100%.
Okay. The issue is Piqué or Boateng.
Was it Germany that won the World Cup in 2014? Was it them?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to say Piqué, and this is the reason why.
Spain won 2010 though.
Spain won 2010.
But that was Puyol and who else?
It was. I'm pretty sure it was Piqué. You know.
Really, 8 years ago? It probably was because he was still a big deal back in those days.
Piqué has always been. The thing about Piqué is like he's one of those players that are good, but then people only hear about them when they do a big mess up. So they never watch their games. It's kind of like the level Van Dijk is going to. They never watch their game, but when they hear that something really bad has happened to
now, they want to use that against them.
Look. So Piqué has always been good, man. Piqué is a good ball player. He's all that. So I'll honestly say,
look that up if he was like starting. I don't know if he was starting back then.
That doesn't work in this town, bro. That is killing.
Let me see.
But yeah, so like Piqué is. I'll say Piqué, man, because he's been the guy for a while. And when was the last Euros? Was it 2012? So
the next was 2020, so 2016.
2016, and then before that was 2012. Wasn't it Spain that won?
Spain won World Cup and then Euros back to back.
That's another reason why I'll say Piqué over Piqué over Boateng. If he was the one in
2016 was Ronaldo.
It was Portugal.
Yeah, I didn't say Portugal. I said Ronaldo.
We scratched that one out, man. That one don't count. But yeah, so if Piqué was the one that in 2010, 2012, and then with Barcelona when they had their whole treble.
I know, that was
actually is a strong contender for the center back for me. I mean, Boateng has just. I feel like Boateng wasn't. How do I put it? He's great, but the fall off has been way too fast.
Yeah, the fall off has
been way too fast because Piqué is still there in the team. Piqué was still starting as of last year. Piqué was he just literally and also this guy is still in Bayern for some reason. But he's too comfortable there. That's the thing. It's Bayern, man. So
it must be a Germany.
So Boateng should probably be on the bench. That's what I'll say. But Piqué has to be that.
So Boateng is for sure on the bench.
Yeah, Boateng on the bench for sure. Okay. There have not been a lot of good centre backs this year, so like either
and Van Dijk is, I think, 2 years too late.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
I mean, not really, but
yeah, he's a lot of years more late. Really. Champions League is literally all we can say.
Disagree, but yeah,
Champions League is the only thing that, because you even brought up a whole World Cup.
Yeah, so that's the thing. He's just like bad timing, honestly, because they were not in the World Cup last year. If they were, I feel like he would have had that's where he would have started his whole career, but he only started like in the last season of Southampton. But yeah, so I mean, now that we've agreed on the back line, I'll say another person that'll be on the bench is
let's do this.
No, for the right back.
Oh, right back.
Carvajal. How do you Carvajal? Sorry, there we go. That's
over.
No, he's on the bench. Like he's not going.
Well, I'm saying even other people like. Who am I missing?
Was Lam a right back? I'm not even sure.
Lam was a right back.
Lam also going there on
but Lam was
Lam go on the bench. So over him, I guess. Yeah, I mean, Carvajal one of those right back is a position where you
put Carvajal over
Lam over Carvajal. Then I forgot about him, but yeah, so like it's right back is a position that has been ignored for years, so it's Trent that is bringing it back now. So credit to Trent. But yeah, so it doesn't really matter, man. I'll take Dani Alves just because I know what he's been doing for years, man. So I think that's pretty much settled, right? The back line. Okay. You want to go goalkeeper next?
Yeah, let's go goalkeeper because I don't know which one you want.
All right, so Casillas in 20.
Oh, Casillas, you.
No, I want to say this. Was he the goalie then for the 2010?
Yeah, he was.
So I was gonna use that for De Gea, but if he wasn't the one, he hasn't won. He had the World Cup medal, but he wasn't the one playing.
Technically, yeah.
Right. 2012, it was also Casillas.
Was it?
I honestly think so. I'm not even sure of that. I just know that De Gea was on a madness that year. That's what I can remember from that thing because I was super young then. But honestly, I believe that from United 2012 to 2017, that De Gea has been on such a level where he has to, I mean, it's either him or Neuer.
Yeah, so I think that's where the convo comes. Yeah, but Neuer won the Champions League, won the World Cup, has won every Bundesliga except one this decade.
And you could also say that he was the one that brought this new sweeper keeper role back where you have to be good on the ball. So that's actually so only reason I say De Gea was the best shot stopper for the decade. But when you're talking about overall changing the role of the goalkeeper and also being good,
and accomplishments also.
So
they had no Champions League this decade.
Edge is over. And that's the thing. He's just been in the worst team possible. That's the thing on
pretty much.
So he's a good shot stopper for the decade, but he'll be on the bench over Neuer.
Okay. That's fair to say.
All right.
So we agree Neuer.
Yeah. So
we have a backline of Marcelo. Backline of Marcelo, Piqué, Ramos, and then Dani Alves.
Right. Let's skip over the midfield and go to attack because midfield is going
to. I think we should do 4-3-3. That's like the. So the last one
for the attack because it's Messi, Ronaldo, Messi, and then
Messi, Ronaldo. Really.
Yeah, so it's.
You have to say the better player.
The number 9. And no one really knows.
I don't. Number 9 because Ronaldo can play number.
No, I'm saying like the striker. So
Ronaldo can play striker.
No, for the striker was only saying anything. That's when he said anything that Ronaldo is no longer he's no longer a winger, man. He actually is just a poacher. But yeah, so the Ronaldo that we all know and love was a left winger. So let him stay there. So the person that should play that 9 for me, and should be no argument, is Suarez. Okay,
that's what I was gonna say.
I believe that this guy doesn't have a good PR team because if you look at
the PR team,
look at the goals,
he's had one of the most. You should have been gone, but you're still here.
He has scored like
careers.
He's top 3 in. I think he has 101 goals this decade, and he's like third to like what's his name, Lewandowski, and Messi, I think, and Ronaldo. And he's like, no one knows this, but this guy has been scoring goals and assists as well. He's also top 5 this decade, and it's something where you see this guy, and this guy has been an unstoppable force for years, and now he has the pot belly. I don't know, but he looks like he has a pot belly, but he still does the like amazing thing from time to time. So it has to be
back from the Liverpool days and the what he's done for Uruguay. It
has to be,
and then even the Barcelona, which kind of caps it all off.
I guess that's agreed on. And then for the bench, it'll be Ibrahimovic.
Because hold on, we already have
the 3.
We have 3 people on the bench already. So I think.
You want to do it?
7. They asked me 7.
Take off what's his name then? You want to do like
take off Lam?
No, not Lam. Danny Carvajal. Take him off then.
I already took him off.
Yeah. So who's on the bench?
So we have Lam, Boateng, and De Gea.
Alright. So that's 1 for each position.
So now we still need 4 more.
4 more. Yeah. I mean, the only one, like, I was gonna just say that these 2 guys have to be there. Like they cannot be ignored this year. So it's Lewandowski
or Aguero.
I was gonna say Ibra first.
Not Ibra.
You don't think so?
Not Ibra as much.
Think about it. 2010, he was in PS. Like we're talking about decade's 2011. Sorry. So
decade's 2010.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, 2010. Sorry. So basically, I think he was at PSG from 2012. I'm not sure if he was at Barca before that, and Barca won the thing then. The only thing you could say, Aguero's not won the Champions League either. So what?
True. I guess
what is he trumping?
But Aguero's just been a dominant striker.
Yeah, and he brought one of the best moments in the world. But
so
there's that. But you can also say that Ibrahimovic has also done it at 3 clubs, except United, where he was.
Well, then again, he went to 3 of the biggest clubs.
But still, to do it at a consistent level, because Aguero has been somewhere that he has. Aguero's never won a Golden Boot before. Do you know that? He's never won a Golden Boot in the Prem before.
I mean, Golden Boot is cool and all, but there's also people who have only been good for 1 season.
No, it's just like the fact where he's always been around there, but he's never had the best.
But at least he's always around it.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'll say, yeah,
I would say Lewandowski is the one that if I'm gonna add one, it's Lewandowski.
Then either Ibra or Aguero, one of them. I don't really care.
I mean, I would say
I'll just say Ibra because Ibra was doing a world tour this day.
I would put
everyone. If you're
Hazard, if we're talking about attackers over them.
Whoa. If
we're playing attackers.
1 second. Whoa.
If we're attackers.
You know what's funny? Only time Hazard ever gets into like this kind of teams is when they put him as an attacking mid. Dead. But this guy is most times like a winger fan.
I mean, in Premier League, he was the best winger of this decade.
Yeah, so that's the thing though. He's a winger, but only time he gets into this kind of conversations is when he's put into attacking mid.
Which I think is his best position.
Right, but
when he's played number 10, it's not been fair.
But then you have to also realize that he only really started in, what was it? When
2015, 2014.
So there's that. And also, someone that should make it but hasn't really made. Okay, so we're done with the attackers now, right? We want to do midfield? Or
let's do midfield. So we have 4 people on the bench.
I was just going to say, like, the reason why Neymar's not in this is because he was in Brazil for the first 2 years of the decade. He came
actually 4.
First 4.
He didn't come until after the World Cup.
That's crazy.
So remember, because his whole thing was like, now you're going to Barcelona.
So he was in Brazil then he came. I mean, MSN was there for 3 years. They were crazy. And then he went to PSG, got injured. So it's something where he has just not been there enough.
Yeah.
So he won't make it because of that.
I think him and Hazard are the same in my respects. It's not having enough years of that excellence.
There, right? Because either they were injured or they were at the worst possible club, and they were at the worst possible doing that. They were just under terrible management. So that's why they slightly won't make it. But now midfielders, the people that have to be in there for me, 100%, Toni Kroos.
I thought you were gonna say Modric first.
Toni Kroos because he was at Bayern first. He won the World Cup. He came to Real Madrid. Done 3 in a row. That is unimpressive. That's very, very impressive.
Bayern is just a gimme.
No. Like he wasn't bad though because he was actually in the Champions League or the World Cup winning team, and he also did win a Champions League with Bayern. So
Bayern's still a gimme though. But yes,
no. The Champions League is the thing because if you win the Champions League at that's the thing they're struggling with. They're always winning that's the last time they won the thing as well. So if you could do that at Bayern, that means you're not just the local champion, you're a European champion. So that's why I'll give it to Toni Kroos to hold that one spot. and then the next one could go to Modric. Do you have someone else instead of Toni Kroos that you wanted to put?
No, I think that's a good point.
Yeah,
Modric, and it's just like the whole decade. It's not people who had like obviously like the biggest, the best peak and all that. It's who
been there for the longest, and so it's really hard because
if it was up to me, and I got my boy Schweinsteiger in there, but
that's
because his peak. Oh my days! When we talk about an engine. When we talk about the machine, it was Schweinsteiger.
I have to go on the bench for him. Yeah, and then there's also like the midfielders, like the Spanish midfielders. And the thing is that there's not enough.
But they just suffer because they were last decade to this decade.
2014 was like their last good year and stuff. So it's something where
they also won the World Cup.
Poor timing, right?
They also won the World Cup.
And you know why this decade is amazing? Because there were three different World Cups in this decade. I don't think it's gonna happen next one.
Because we're gonna have 22, 26, and then 2030. So
so it's perfect. Like it's good, and also we can add the guys from France because it's big for them.
So because Conte would be since 2015.
Yeah, Conte was 2015, and then Pogba is, I don't know, man.
So don't even bother.
Pogba is too.
Don't even bother.
Man. He has the talent, but he still has enough time. That's the funny thing. Like if he could start from next year, then sure.
Do you not rate Busquets?
He was my last person actually. That's what I was gonna put for my DM, because he's the only one that I could think of that has actually been there for the longest time and actually been doing it. I think he's just the only thing that you could say has stopped him is his age, but he was amazing. So that was my third on that. And then if it wasn't Busquets, I was gonna say what's his name, Conte, but Conte was too recent. Because I'm the only thing about people that are iconic in the decade, people that they were there, and Conte is like the. Let me see.
Premier League. Premier League Chooks and even want to put him in there.
Conte, really?
Yeah.
That guy's tapped. Well, yeah, Conte was like the first black man that was international.
Oh, Yaya Toure. Yaya Toure was.
Yeah, Toure's got pretty much Premier League fans. Well, Conte's.
Are you talking about international?
Like international recognition. Conte is the guy that was just been there for us, man. He's holding down the fort for us. So yeah, like. Conte has been good, but it has to go to Busquets, man. Busquets for so pretty much, I'll say for the bench it would be them three. So Schweinsteiger, Conte, and who was the third person? Was it just them two that we talked about?
We still need one more spot. Okay, so I don't really want to put Schweinsteiger in there because he fell off like by 2015. Okay, so it was only half the time. Yeah. So I think Conte definitely gets a shout as just being one of the most dominant midfielders.
Casemiro?
No, fuck no. Actually,
he's just there. He's just there.
Just know it, Casemiro.
All right, so I don't know, man. I'm trying to see someone that's.
Because I'm not gonna lie, you have to give a shout to Xavi and Iniesta. Like even though it wasn't too long, they won a World Cup, Champions League. They've won so much in such a short span of time.
Then it's not enough to be for the whole decade. But
when they were, it was just so dominant.
So Xavi and Iniesta only just because. We could pretty much probably take out Modric for Iniesta, but then Modric.
No. I think the main team. I think we're correct.
But then just those guys like getting the honorable mentions.
Damn, so how many English players do we have in there?
0. That's the thing. 0. De Gea was there, but he's on the bench, which is something like we really fell off for the first half of the decade. It was Chelsea that won the last, and ever since Chelsea, it's Liverpool now. So this entire decade, the English Premier League fell off, man. In a lot of ways, we had Leicester winning the Champions League, the Premier League. So,
I don't think. You're saying there's no English player.
Suarez was. He played there, but that's not the reason he's there. Yeah, so it's something where they're not there he's there because of what he did in England. Yeah, but it's not the only reason why he's there. So it's something where. We have actually fallen off.
So the starters. Let's go over this one more time. So we had Neuer, Marcelo, Piqué, Ramos, Dani Alves, Busquets, Modric, Toni Kroos. Right. Then we had Messi, Ronaldo, and then Suarez.
Right. So the thing is with England, now that the 2020 is coming up, they have a really, really good squad. So this could be the start of England coming back up again with the Premier League teams as well doing really well. Man City and they have a lot of English players, and Liverpool, they have a lot of English players on their team.
Chelsea also.
This could be the coming back, and then again,
Chelsea also does have some English players. You have a lot of them.
Mason Mount. Yeah, I know about that.
You have a lot of them.
Right, so that's the thing. So it's something where we actually, once you think about it, England really fell off for like the majority of the decade.
Yeah, that's true. They didn't make it in one of the years.
That's why
they didn't make it in 2014.
Yeah, so. Really? Oh no, wasn't that the year? Like
actually, that was
British Sterling's side netting. You remember that?
Actually, they did make it all years. It was the US that didn't make it.
Yeah, it was
because 2014 was, remember that Lampard goal that was disallowed because of goal line technology.
Yeah, and then the side netting against. I remember that
2010. That's when there was US England. Like, what were the odds? Yeah, and then 2018 was just.
I think 2018 was.
Let's be honest, it was a fluke.
The worst possible team.
It was a fluke.
to go that far. Yeah. Like it was. I think they also
Russia went to the second round.
So high, like a lot of high expectations for them. Like it was Gerrard, Lampard. And that's the thing, though. Those guys were like, so much was expected of them, and then they couldn't deliver.
But the issue, I think we talked about on the podcast before, is just like they said there was so much of that team loyalty. Like I'm a Liverpool guy. Everybody was like with their clique. To where now everybody's kind of like together now, so it's a lot better.
So that's another reason why they might really do well in the Euros.
On the point of the Euros, actually let's talk about Euros. Let's finish this because I want to talk about Euros. Because I think like we're gonna see a lot of the next up and coming teams come out of the Euros.
If we just do like what we expect from next year, that segment.
So that's our top. That's our best 11.
Let's wrap it up with the manager, Pep.
Oh yeah,
Pep. All right,
and that's the EPL.
But things that are true, but actually he's not really this. It's just because he's been in 3 different.
Yeah, he actually was at Bayern. He was at Bayern beginning of this season, right?
That was Spain.
He was at Barcelona.
Yeah,
this decade. I thought Bayern was this decade.
What? I swear it was where Tiki Taka started. It's in 09-10, right? Wasn't that?
Yeah. But he was like
them three. And then Klopp is second because Klopp had done it at 2, and technically you could say Mourinho, but
Zidane. Three in a row. Yeah, that's the reason why you have to give him a shout. 3 in a row. That's why you have to give him a shout.
The thing that it's not really him. It's the team. That's how I say it. It's the team itself because. The team is now gone, and now you see how like the team is broken up, and you see actually not even the team, just one person is left.
Yeah, he left. Yeah,
and you can see that he can't really.
We saw what happened in 1 year.
Yeah,
Mendon lost to Ajax twice.
It's more of the team than him himself. So I'll say Klopp and then Mourinho, because Mourinho's actually
he's accomplished a lot.
He had the funniest actually because Mourinho was actually past decade as well. So it's he's kind of like Iniesta and them, man. So yeah, that's pretty much it. All right, so let's see 2020.
So hold on, we said we had. Jeez, my phone's not working. We said we had just on the bench we had De Gea, Boateng, whoever right back, Lam. We had so those are 3. Then we had Kante, Lewandowski. Who else am I missing?
Iniesta, Xavi.
Iniesta and Xavi.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And I don't know about David Silva, man. David
Silva gets a shout. He most definitely gets a shout.
But the current David Silva, man, he trick y'all, man. He just be running. He trick y'all.
He barely plays anymore.
Trick y'all, man. Bro, yeah,
he barely plays.
I think they said he's gone at the end.
He's gone. No, he's gone. Even somebody. Yeah, he's gone and Fernandinho's gone. So they're about to have a big overhaul.
Mistakenly, but yeah, that's tough.
They're about to have a big overhaul.
Yeah, their spine is gone, man. They have to replace that
after
spine.
Company, I was like, yeah. Last thing, just 2020 in general.
What do I expect from it?
2020, Champions League. I believe up for debate.
Yeah.
Barcelona,
Champions League,
Liverpool, City.
PSG, Barcelona, Liverpool. That's how I see it.
I think City's in there because I think Pep's already like his reputation's his reputation's like already shaky right now. So I think if there's one cup that would actually kind of be like, all right, you're still good, it would be the Champions League. So I think he'll take it very seriously.
He hasn't been to the finals ever since Barca.
Really? I know that. Yeah.
Like he's only been there for. That's crazy, man. That's actually a really, really bad thing on him because it pretty much says Messi took you there. But then it's not because when you look back at it, actually for Bayern it was, but for Man City it's just one mistake, honestly. So yeah, if he could try doing it, maybe focus on that this year, because
that's why I say I put them in that conversation.
Right.
Premier League,
Liverpool. hoping nothing happens. Please, I'm on my
actually-
knees.
That's sad.
I'm on my knees for nothing to happen. So if that does nothing happens, then we're good.
Premier League. Yeah.
Then Euros. I'm trying
But
to
Euro-
trying to see the table. Like, yeah,
I actually have a screenshot.
Not everyone is.
I have a screenshot of the table so far.
Right, because I know not everyone is qualified.
Yeah,
But honestly, I
there's-
think it's gonna be. It's gonna be something where it's either if France want to do it again and everyone is on it. I think France.
On some Spain shit like they did last time.
France. They're the first people I'll mention. I don't know. I really don't know about Germany. Does they still have Joachim Low there as their manager?
They do, but the issue is they're still. I don't know. As a team, they're not that great.
If you want to integrate like the new Sani, bro, just use Sani and Nabry, man. Allow this white players, bro. Just put the wingers in.
Yeah,
this is the thing where you need fast wingers, man.
Put the black men in.
Put those guys in.
Where's this
them in
thing
there, top right wing, left
There it
wing.
is. Okay, so here we go. Group A: Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, Wales,
I don't
Belgium.
know about Italy, man.
We'll talk about that.
About Italy still.
Belgium, Russia, Denmark, Finland. Group B: Group C: Ukraine, Netherlands, Austria, and then playoff: England, Croatia, Czech, and another playoff winner. Spain, Poland, Sweden, another playoff winner. And then the group of death: Germany, France, Portugal, and still somebody else. Portugal is always going to be there as long as Ronaldo's there.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I think Portugal is something. This is going to be like the handing of the torch if
João Felix.
Yeah, if he steps up, and that's a lot to ask of him. But if he does step up, sure. Because Ronaldo, fam, he's going to be 32, 33, or 34 next year. Just it's time.
It's time. Yeah,
to hang.
It was actually time in the Nations Cup, but nobody still
For some reason, scoring free kicks gives you a place on the podium, apparently. Yeah. So it's either him. It's either them, Portugal, then
Netherlands,
obviously France. Yeah, Netherlands.
Oh, France.
Meanwhile, Depay got injured. I don't know how long he's out for Netherlands. So
yeah, he had an ACL or something like that, right?
yeah, that's tough. Yeah. So them, and the thing about them is that they don't really have a 9, like a established 9. So
they don't.
If they actually, I know they have.
They have missing pieces. Like
Right.
they obviously have their 2 center backs. Dest went to United States, so they don't even have a right back.
Yeah,
I forget who their right back is now.
Mistake, man.
It is.
I guess you just want to be into like a.
But then again,
a star in the States, because you know that the only time people tune into those kind of games is when they're playing the Prem or when they're playing the World Cup. Because do you know how many times the NBC account says, "Where's Pulisic, bro? He's not that guy." It annoys me because when he's actually done well, but
with Chelsea, which you cannot deny.
It's not going to revolve around Chelsea. It's not America first, bro. It's Chelsea first, man. I know you want to see the guy play, but it doesn't really matter, man. Imagine if like Senegal was adding Liverpool every time Mane didn't play, bro. Just relax, man. He's not that star that you guys think he is yet. So so Netherlands are there if they could get their right pieces in time.
Yeah, I don't, because the midfield is Wijnaldum and who?
De Jong,
De Jong, yeah.
Is Van de Beek thing?
Van de Beek, yeah. So they have Van de Beek,
Right,
yeah.
So there's also
pretty much Ajax.
Yeah, so it's there's those guys and there's also
and the Promise is another attacker.
So there's them.
They'll have Neres.
Hardest names to pronounce, Jesus.
Yeah, they have Promise. They have Neres. They still have Depay.
Yeah, so it's something where you just have to make sure that they use them well. I mean, they've actually done really well in the qualifiers. So I just want to see with tournament. It's not about. The tactics are important, but I just want to see good game.
Yeah. I just want to see.
I hated
the last World Cup.
The World Cup was
the final.
about,
the final was bad.
Yeah, not really the final. Even the group stage where people are not trying to lose. They just want to, like against the big teams, they'll just say, "Oh, let's just sit back, bro." You get this it's a once in life thing, bro. Just play how you like, have an identity. That's why I liked teams like I can't remember, but there were some teams that they have a method. Like you see a team will come to the tournament and have something like, "Oh, why are they playing like this?" I want to see that again in the tournament. I hate this thing.
I love this last World Cup, though. I thought it was so competitive. It was very predictable.
Yeah.
But I understand what you meant. Like when it was Spain and who else? Spain and Portugal won, and it was just like, we're not making it out. So yeah, I understand.
France. England, France.
Well, like the obvious ones: France, Belgium. I think this is Belgium's last hurrah. Because everybody's getting old.
That class is retiring.
They're getting old. So this is like their last hurrah.
Belgium now is like, I think their best strikers are Origi and Lukaku. But now the thing is that they bring different things to the team. So it's down to the manager to see how he wants it.
Or Mertens.
Because the thing about Lukaku is. Lukaku scores goals, but then he doesn't. It's the clutch that we need you to like. We need you to score a goal now. Do it, and don't make those annoying mistakes. Because I know strikers have their off days, but do it when we want you to do it. When everyone's watching, do that. So yeah, Belgium also a big shout.
France, their issue is they have too much talent.
Yeah, so
that's their genuine issue. But it actually is an issue because you don't know how to basically like use all of it.
Yeah, so it's I mean, also and things that they have talent for every single position.
That's what. Yes,
it's so mad. Because for example, left wing they have Lamar and Dembele who could play both sides. They have Martial. Anywho,
you gonna say
Martial? Sure, I'm gonna put him there.
Mbappe.
They have him, and that's the thing. Like they have so much, and that's why they were always gonna win the World Cup because. All you just have to do is
rotating door of just talent.
Put them in their place and just say, okay, go play.
Who was the base player for Lyon? He had the beard. He's kind of shorter. Fekir didn't even. He played the last minutes of the final.
That's when we were watching this guy, like because that's the summer we wanted him. Liverpool fans were watching this guy, like, I don't really know about this guy.
Like that's how good France was. That they didn't even play him.
We were watching this guy, like, okay, because you know when you're about to sign someone, you want to see something that excites you. So everyone says, "Oh, Fekir's on. Let's go watch him." And you see the guy like he gets like 2 touches, like,
because they barely played him.
So it's something where so those are the competitors, and then
I think the lower levels. So the last 2 teams we'll talk about Italy, then we'll end with England. Italy, I just think I think they're tough enough. Like they're not gonna have They're gonna have Chiellini.
But he's
old.
He shouldn't be there.
That's what I'm saying.
Something where they have to bring the new guys.
Yeah, they have to bring the new guys. I mean, obviously you have your Jorginhos. You have your.
Almost everybody's Italian, bro. When you think about it, everyone has like that. I don't know how, but you just when I heard that, what's his name? I can't remember, but it's someone that I know is. And that's the thing, like they do have a lot of people that are Italian that could always come, but it's how you're going to use them.
You have your Insignes, you have your Jorginhos.
Is there a winger that's Italian?
Insigne is the only one I could think of. Emerson plays well for them apparently.
Yeah.
But they're still lacking at a little bit of position, so I think they'll go too far. I just think they need to get ready for the World Cup.
Right.
But England, most definitely. Let's go off.
England is a Walmart France. So basically, they're a Walmart France where they have the position, but they're not as good.
Yeah.
But if you use them well, it could be possible.
I think in the next World Cup, if they can continue to develop, I think first things first, Harry Maguire should not be starting over Tomori.
100%. Oh, whoa.
Over Tomori.
A lot of people have jumped over from this. John Stones, this Gomez.
I think Tomori should start over all of them.
Chill, bro. Gomez, I can't really just watch him. Honestly, I'm not really gonna say nothing, bro. Sometimes
he plays well, but then again, like how he also plays next to Van Dijk, so he also has that shield around him.
But you can also see the time that Gomez does cover for Van Dijk, so it's something where he's good, but he's also 21 too, so you can't really say, he's bad. So he's the same age, but honestly, I feel like Gomez is the.
We'll just keep talking.
All right, Gomez is the person that will take us to that next level once Van Dijk goes. So if Tomori also develops as well, sure. I mean, Gomez is already broken into the team. Has Tomori been called up yet? Or
Tomori has. He's been called up since the second called up. Yeah, since the second call up. Because we didn't play him at first, and then when we started playing him, it was like, oh, okay. Then they called him up. They called Barkley up. That's how skimped they are.
Right. So yeah, it's something where if everyone's fit, even Chamberlain could be back in, because Chamberlain has the one thing where he knows how to run and shoot, and they don't have that in England except him. It's only literally just him. Maybe Loftus-Cheek if he's back in time. Madison is more of a
finesse guy.
Yeah. So it's the running at people, and then because when you think about this thing, when you run at people with the ball, they start panicking and something that you don't know if you're gonna show up or pass it up. So he has that thing in him. So if he's back in time and he plays enough games, he should be in.
The issue with them is that they have too many cams and not enough just center mids or CDMs. All they have is Henderson.
Exactly. So that's why they have to put Henderson in. But they do have, thing about the Prem is that they do have a lot in other positions, like in the Prem. And that's why I rate this guy a lot. Who was the one that left and is now making it? Sancho. I rate him for leaving, but it's better for you to be developed in another country and then come back and then you're still on the same wavelength, but you still have another like source of information, like a source of like different tactics, different strategies from different leagues. So I read that a lot from Sancho, that he left to a different league.
Jack Grealish.
There's him too, but again, he's also an attacking mid. So
that's what I'm saying. There's so many.
They have a lot of people that could play there.
The top.
I think even Sterling could even play there if he needs to. He could play up there. But if they could find a way to make a balancing, I'm gonna say
Southgate has a
they'll end up going 4-4. Like I could see it, like,
4-2-4.
That's
because of that top heavy. Yeah,
that's honestly I wouldn't mind that if it works out, because I want to see teams have different identities, man. I hate the 4-3-3. Everyone play
4-4-2. Just same bullshit over and over again.
Do something that you think will work and stick to it. But I think this guy is doing the 5-3-2 where he has the wing backs because of trends. That's how special the kid is. But
I love him.
But yeah, so if all those guys could be ready in time, they have so many weapons and so many ways to attack different teams. So I see England as actually not even being like, they could be one of the contenders.
Yeah, I think so. I think
higher than Italy for sure. So
they would be underachieving if they don't make it to the semifinal. Not that they're better than teams that should make it over them, but
yeah, that's
it's getting to a level to where, like, you should at least be competing for there. And by the World Cup, I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah,
because everybody else is going to. A lot of teams are going to be done by then. Argentina's going to be done by then. Who else is going to be done by then?
Argentina, were they ever there?
Well, I'm just saying. But I mean, they went. But Portugal's going to be done by then. Well, as far as we know, there's gonna be so many teams that are done by then. So
England have a lot of and the thing that when you see those teams, they still are producing talent. So whatever year they are, it's just if those guys are ready to go in. So whatever year the World Cup or the tournament is, there's always going to be a talent waiting to become in. Because now, think about how many youngsters are at Arsenal and Chelsea. There's also Foden as well, who is still 17, and people are saying, "Oh, he should be starting now." But so England is just making sure that they have the right manager. I mean, Southgate has done a good job so far. Decent job. So he should do more. And what this is going to be his biggest challenge, because this is always the biggest one. When is Euros is the biggest continental tournament. So this is where he should show, okay, I have a plan for this team, and I want to play this way. Because I've seen him at enough Premier League games that I don't know why he's
always at Premier League games.
So now you see you watch these games. Let's see what you've done so far. So because I feel like the World Cup was kind of too soon for it to be judged, and he actually did a really good job at the World Cup. Yeah. So now the thing where he has enough time and he has enough talent. Let's see what you're about. Yeah. So that's how I have to say on them.
I agree. This was a great episode.
100%, man.
I don't know. I don't drop this early.
Not really.
Should I drop this on New Year's for y'all? And
not really capping. No, not a lot of capping on this. Just facts, man.
Yeah, I don't do that. That's for everybody else. I have the Chooks and Ephraim for the entertainment. It's hard for me to cap. Actually, last thing I'll do real quick. NFL is about to happen real quick. The NFL playoffs first half. For the most part, the winners are pretty much like, it doesn't. We know who's going to win. The only game that matters just so happens to be my team, because we're the most evenly matched.
What team?
The Texans and the Bills, Buffalo Bills. You can say whatever you want. The Buffalo Bills is this hot. Yeah. We're gonna beat the Bills.
One more thing, I don't really follow them like that. I don't really follow the NFL like that, bro. I just have the zone. I only watch it when I see it on TV, but I don't really. I mean, I watch the big games, but I don't watch everything. So I do not have an informed opinion. I mean, this year the flavor of the season is the Baltimore team.
Yeah, Baltimore Ravens. Yeah.
So
I really that's the thing.
I really hope it's not in, like, again, I don't have a lot of knowledge, but I really he's kind of reminds me of Cam Newton, where he wasn't like the regular quarterback. He was like a thing. So I really hope that he does go on to win it, because. All of this. That's
good insight from somebody who's like,
because I follow Cam Newton because he was actually the one that made me watch it a little bit more, because it was actually someone that every touchdown he's doing something, he's doing things. So I really hope he doesn't end up like that, because he's not the same way. He just does the work. He doesn't have any fancy celebration. So if he wants to do a win at all, I really want him to. I don't want him to have the same thing that Cam Newton did, so that he'll stay relevant for more years. Because Cam Newton has fallen off a little bit, man. Only reason why he's in the news is for his questionable dressing.
Yes, so that's very true.
So if he wants to go far, he should go win it all. And I want to see him in the Super Bowl. And then that's all my knowledge. I also see Tom Brady is coming to a point where he has to hang up his boots.
Yeah.
So
these are all facts.
I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that. All right, man.
We play the Bills. We have to beat the Bills. The issue is if you beat the Bills, we have to play the Ravens. That's an issue. The Vikings are going to play, I believe, the Saints. the Vikings are not winning that game, but we all love banter.
Yeah, and Seahawks Eagles, right?
Seahawks Eagles. The Seahawks are going to beat the hell out of this team, in my opinion. People are saying it's going to be close.
It might be close because I don't know.
Russell Wilson is a bad man. Russell Wilson is a bad man.
But one thing I always credit the Eagles for is like their defense always knows how to do a good job. I know they're not really. I mean, I don't really watch them so much, but I always feel like the defense always steps up a lot.
But every team always steps up in the playoffs. But their defense especially is true.
Yeah,
that they always
and that's how they won that year because they had a really good defense.
But their offense was also
good. But yeah, now the offense is not as potent as before. So if they could do it, I mean, I actually want to watch that game because it feels like anything could happen, but you already know what's gonna happen. That's the kind of game.
Hopefully, Zach Ertz is healthy for that game. So, and the last game is Tom Brady versus
who has the bye? Who has a bye?
The Titans.
Oh, okay.
No. Tom Brady versus the Titans. Let's be honest. Once again, they're going to beat the hell out of this team. That's why I'm saying the only good game that actually matters is playing the Bills. It's going to be a tough game, but it's also at home. But we're going to beat them. But if we win, we have to play Baltimore, which is gonna suck.
All right. When does that start? When does the playoff
starts this weekend?
Isn't there always like the Pro Bowl is right before the Super Bowl?
Yeah, right before the Super Bowl.
Okay, makes sense. All right, okay.
I'll talk about this more in detail when I get back into town with like Trey and them. Hopefully, so we'll see what I can get on here. But let's just say this playoffs is going to be absolutely bonkers, and I cannot wait.
So it's not as big here, but it only gets big during the playoffs. Because that's when people start getting like kickbacks where they watch it and everything, and obviously we can't go outside to watch it, so we just have something indoors. So yeah, I'll start. Yeah,
most definitely. I'll probably text you about it. You see that. But
I don't think if you have a thing, it will work over there at the zone. But you probably won't need it anymore.
Yeah, I may because you can watch every game.
Yeah,
every game,
every Champions League game and Europa League game. Yeah, it's always there. And the thing is that there are no channels, so every game is just.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally we only get like TNT does our Champions League, and it just depends on which game they decide to show. And then BR Live shows the other ones. Right, I literally was buying Chelsea games for $3.
I watched BR Live once, and I saw Steve Nash in the panel. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah,
can't you find anybody else?
So I was watching BR Live. Now I have to pay sometimes because it would be showing like the other interesting game. But actually, they showed more Chelsea games than you would expect because we became we became like the most interesting games, and they showed Ajax Chelsea like the 4-4 game over a lot of games. They showed both Ajax games over a lot of games.
Wait, you pay for it per game?
No, so TNT will show there's an earlier game and there's a later one. They would just show one out of those games.
Okay.
And then all the other games. So sometimes there's like 6 games going on at once. So all the other 5 games will be on BR Live, and then you have to pay $3 for those, or you have to pay like the whole like.
Yeah, this zone was a one-time thing. That's the only reason why I got it as well. I'm like, okay,
I love this zone. That thing's amazing. Hopefully, if I can use it, I don't mind because also like our NFL, it depends on what game that they're showing on there.
They show everything on.
So
that's neat. All right.
Well, thank you so much,
man. Great to be on this.
Yeah.
Maybe next time I'll be over there.
Hopefully,
it's possible, but not really possible.
You and Chooks, that'd be crazy.
We'll talk off mic on this one, cause I'm not really sure about it. But yeah, man.
All right, appreciate you, man.
Could I plug anything? No.
What's your socials and all that? Your socials and all that.
I'm not on Twitter, but I'm on Instagram, which is Refuge3. So REFUG3. All right, that's pretty much all I have to say. So, all right,
the basics. Adedioba, everything. See you guys later. The Cream Podcast. Melvin will be back next week. Chooks will be back next week. Hopefully, I can get Ephraim back on this week to respond. We'll see you guys later. Peace out.